Welcome, everyone, to the Four Post Massacre Podcast. I am, of course, your host. You could simply call me Zaya. With me tonight, we've got none other than the man who cannot just eat a total chatterbox here tonight. What's your name today?
It's Hi Abusa. Dan, I'm sorry. We're getting to the bottom of the barrel. It's getting tough. It's getting real tough on these streets,
not gonna even dignify that with a response. Anyway, we've got a very special guest with us tonight. Coming to us, he's a man who is like us, who has done call, but has made the transition into actual professional wrestling. And I believe from what my my color co-host has said, has worked in places like OVW, is none other than Mr. Brandon Wolf.
Everybody, I just found my water. Thank you, Adam.
Welcome.
Yeah, I've worked for OVW. I've done some work with IWA Mid-South Wrestling. I'm right now working a lot of places around Kentucky and Tennessee, and I'm kind of the title collector in this area.
Nice. So,
my side question: when did everyone start collecting belts? Like, I think everyone started riding the Kenny train, and I happened to have jumped in by accident.
Well, I believe the original belt collector, Ultimo Dragon, started that. In the
I'm actually wanting to reach Ultimo Dragon levels of title collecting. I have 3 right now, and my goal is within the next few months to have 6.
Nice. What are the 3 that you hold right now?
I hold the UCW Southern States Championship for Terry England. He is the promoter for UCW. The USWF Commonwealth of Kentucky Championship, and the RWF Junior Heavyweight Champion. And I think I'll have another. I'm shooting to wanting to be the best lightweight competitor, so there's another lightweight title I can get, and I want to try to capture maybe for once a heavyweight title or the main belt of the company.
Nice. So, Brandon, I gotta ask, since I asked this of literally every person who comes onto the show, what is your extensive knowledge of professional wrestling? Like, where does it begin, and do you still have a good idea of what's happening today?
Not today. No, not at all. I try to keep up with it. I get lost faster than trying to find Where's Waldo on page 76. I started watching wrestling when I was very young, and I started just try to watch as much history as possible. So probably about the 80s is what I can know the most of. From then on till like 2018, because I kind of get woozy from there because I started traveling a lot and working, and so I didn't have a lot of time to focus on keeping on with wrestling going on today. I just had time to keep up with what I was doing and what people around me were doing. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing how many people I've seen go up in this business, like Trey Baxter. I knew it was Blake Christian, and I knew him when he was very much in the starting days of USA Championship Wrestling for Burt Prentice before he passed away.
Oh, well, look at that side.
Yeah, me and Blake, me and Trey actually had the opportunity to wrestle each other twice, but once was a singles match. It was thankfully in front of my mom and my grandpa.
Oh, nice. And would you say, like, because you became a wrestler, like, that is why, like, you're not able to keep up with as much as you were?
Absolutely, because it's too busy. Like, I'm, like, doing CAW, you could watch clips, you could watch videos, but you have all this free time to do promos, you have all this free time to do other things. Well, in wrestling, it's different because you're having to constantly train, you're having to constantly drive and do these shows. The only thing you can do is listen to podcasts, try to keep up with everything, or watch Wrestle Talk TV to do like 5 minutes of what's going on this show and what went on that show. And this here perspectives from Saul Monster and Dave Meltzer, and I'm just trying to read so much about him and keep up, but I just get lost.
Well, hopefully we don't lose you around any of these segments that we do. And just to keep things a little bit more simple, we got a little bit of a, well, I already told you what it is. We got the theme song segment, the theme game show, making its comeback on this one, but this time I'm adding a bit of a theme to it this time around, because just so Adam doesn't get lost in New Japan theme songs this time around.
I lost.
You're probably gonna lose this one too.
Oh no, I think I got this one in the bag, baby.
Alright, whatever you say.
I mean, it's not going to be as good as when we get, to the next round, because then that's my bag. I got that in stride.
But
If I don't play the...
Eva Marie.
Oh no! I don't want to hear that song. No. I don't want to be reminded of bad wrestlers. I don't want to, or lazy. I call it like lazy wrestlers. Even though they work hard, if they work hard outside of the ring, that's fine, because I know they try to build like cardio. But inside the ring, if they're lazy, they're lazy. I've dealt with a few lazies, and I'm not a fan of lazy wrestling. I'm a fan of Memphis wrestling. I kind of do Memphis a lot. I call in the ring a lot of times. Mm-hmm. I think I can list off my right hand alone how many matches I have called in the ring that did involve just walk and talk.
Well, we're not going to get lazy here. We're gonna stay on the grind. That's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly what we do. Ain't that right, Adam?
Yeah, sure.
And we're gonna be grinding. We'll be talking about AEW Rampage and Dynamite. Also, a little bit of news. Some news from going on in Japan right now, because goodness gracious, that's kind of a convoluted situation going on over there. Also, we're going to be talking about Dark Side of the Ring again. That's being brought back after being gone for about 3 weeks. But let's not waste any more time here, gents. Let's go straight into our AEW Rampage review.
Rampage. Lightning bolts.
You gotta figure out the song sometime.
Eventually, yeah.
So, we're doing Rampage first because obviously Dynamite was on Saturday, not Wednesday, because I think it's baseball. Something baseball, something related that's going on. I'm not entirely sure. But before the whole Rampage started, we got a bit of a buy-in because I believe SmackDown and AEW were doing like a little competition thing. I'm still kind of confused on what was going on there.
What we won, though?
Yeah. Or at least tied. No, wait, we did win because, okay, yeah, I saw that. I don't know why I said we. We're not even what did we get out of it? But before we got to Rampage, we got the buy-in. And on the buy-in, we got 3 matches. The first match of the night being Ty Conti versus Santana Garrett. Nice little short match. Ty looked pretty good here. Had some nice pump kicks. She needs a different finisher because that DD Ty is not working. I don't know why she just doesn't use the Ty KO because that looks cooler, but whatever. Lee Moriarty and Bobby Fish had a really good match as well. And also on that night, we got the official graphic for Lee Moriarty. He is fully signed to All Elite Wrestling.
All Elite, Tiger Style.
Yeah, so that is very good. But the match...
by the way, that's a... hold on, I was going to say that's another big victory, big boy victory for the BSB brand.
He's not very big, Adam. What are you talking about?
No, dumbass, he's Big Stark's brand.
He doesn't... I don't think it's very nice to make assumptions about other people's weight.
I'm not saying he's big. I'm saying he represents a brand called the Bit. Forget it.
It's funny. I'm always seeing a lot of that brand around my area of the Mid-South.
Shouts out to the BSB brand.
But the match that everyone was talking about by the end of the buy-in.
Oh, yeah.
Bryan Danielson against Minoru Suzuki, and quite possibly the greatest pre-show match in the history of professional wrestling. In fact, I don't even think I need to say probably I don't think a pre-show match has ever been this good before.
Why wasn't this on TV?
This match was so ridiculously good because it was just them beating the shit out of it. I like it. Danielson tried to go for they tried to go for the ground game, but this was mostly just them kicking the literal shit out of each other for a good near 30 minutes. And
he was happy. This was he was so happy. He was so giggly.
Both of them were.
But Suzuki, that's just Suzuki. But, they do a close-up on Bryan before the bell rings, and he's trying so hard to just not, break character, because he just wants to be like, oh my god.
Who wouldn't?
And then they fought, and then... What is happening right now? What is this Bryan Danielson that we haven't seen in years?
Dude, Minoru's...
And then... But I was gonna say, more important is this goated U.S. Suzuki run.
I honestly just thought the dude was gonna have a few matches in the U.S. and he was gonna go back. This dude is literally going everywhere, and we'll get to where he's going next in the news.
Yeah,
segment.
That shocked me.
But Minoru Suzuki just having a legit, very fun U.S. run. And I'm very happy to see it because Minoru Suzuki...
The ending sequence of this match is by far some of the best 1995 New Japan wrestling. It's forearms and chops and kicks, and one guy doesn't go down, and then the other guy doesn't go down, and death. And then the ending itself was very, very...
So I think that the ending of the match is Bryan tries to get him into the bell lock, gets out of it. Both men go off the ropes. Suzuki tries to put him in the sleeper hold. Bryan gets out of that. Suzuki tries to get him with the
gotch.
The gotch. Danielson counters that. They both go off the ropes. Suzuki tries to go for the sleeper again, but Danielson ducks. They both go off the ropes about twice before Danielson hits the Busaiku knee out of nowhere for the victory. And that was Danielson versus Suzuki. All of this was also just... These were both lead-up matches to the Fish Danielson match that happened on Dynamite. But, oh, boy.
And this match is free on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can watch it now.
Literally anytime you want. It is up
Go.
there.
Do it.
Okay.
No, obviously not you right now because we kind of need you.
I did see a little bit of the match of Minoru and Bryan while my car was getting worked on Saturday, and I could tell that I don't know what, I think Minoru was trying to tell Bryan, chop me. I may not get around to that point, but I saw Bryan just giving kicks. I think he was a little afraid to give Minoru some chops. I'm he probably saw the Jay Lethal video and just said himself, no, absolutely not.
I think I'll just stick to what I'm good at. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't mind giving and taking chops, but there's some people there's some people that you're almost terrified even trying to, because if you try, they'll hit you so much harder, and you're I don't want to. I'll sleep good then, but I know it's gonna hurt.
Janelle literally said on Twitter that his match with Suzuki, those were the hardest chops he's ever
had. Yeah.
Well,
again, and this man's what, 50?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's
Come on now.
and I probably would be terrified taking shots. I've taken shots from Cash Flow and Vic the Bruiser. I've taken just the hardest shot from Damian Wayne, and I would be mortified for Minoru, but I'll be like open to the same time. But like, I'll take it. I'll cry later, but I'll take it.
What a Tony Khan is a mad genius in the way that he plans out these fucking match cards. Like, what a way to be like, hey, you want to watch like wrestling? Here's like one of the best actual wrestling matches of the entire year, free on YouTube.
Let it be known.
And now come watch our show.
Let it be known that this match doesn't happen unless Vince McMahon and the WWE wanted to test his gangsta. Like, he was just perfectly fine with just putting on a normal Rampage show, and then they were like, all right,
let's just give another hour.
Yeah. I was like, oh, all right. Well, how about buy-in where you get to see Bryan Danielson against Minoru Suzuki? How about that?
Oh, and you heard, right, that there's a backstory behind the Tay and the Santana Garrett match?
No.
Apparently, that match was the first match in NXT and AEW's, like, war that beat them.
Ah!
So Tony Khan's like, all right, yeah, sure, let me just run that back.
That's amazing. But
also, apparently, the Ruby Riot, Ruby Soho, and the Bunny match, we'll talk about that in a few, that match outdid the Brock Lesnar segment.
That's amazing.
In the demo. Yeah. The Bunny's a draw, baby. But, yeah, fantastic match. Go out of your way to watch it. It is one of the best. Every week I feel like I'm saying this. It's like, I don't know what my top 5 is going to look like by the end of the year because AEW just keeps being like, okay, let me hold my own beer and just give you another match. Because this one is going to be hard to top.
I think AEW is going to be the company where every show they have, it's going to be the same way. Like how you're just questioning what my top 5 is going to be at the end of the year. They're doing that every single show. It's going to be something where they might have a whole show where it might be entirely of match of the year candidates.
Incredible. Then we're going to move on right into regular Rampage.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
Yeah. I forgot you already did the intro. So I was like,
yeah, because there was a buy-in.
All right, Punk versus Seidel. This is a very, very good, great match between.
I loved being in 2008 again for a few minutes.
This was wonderful. I love how Punk's whole thing is that he's just a very old school wrestler now. Like that.
I love how his thing is also like, let me just fight multiple styles and out wrestle and prove that I can also do that style. And then first, Seidel being like the first real veteran for Punk, I feel like that must have been his choice. And these two are really good, like really fucking good. It proves that 1, Punk hasn't lost a fucking beat, and 2, Seidel is still one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time.
One of the best workers, like, in wrestling today. And I mean that wholeheartedly, because it is very hard not to get a great match out of Seidel. Or with Seidel.
What a match to put against. Like, this was just another great Punk match. And, you know what else proved that this was another great Punk match? He had the trunks.
Yeah,
CM Trunks back.
He's just going back and forth at this point.
He's going to do whatever he wants. A fantastic match right here between these two.
After that, we get a match between Ruby Soho and the Bunny, which apparently tied with Roman and Brock's segment
Lesnar
on SmackDown.
Yep. The Bunny's a draw, baby. TNA Chad, stand tall.
You really don't think that Ruby might have a little something to do with that? Or...
TNA.
Well, so
this match was okay. This match, I will say, my favorite part about this entire match was I got to see Allie be Allie again for a few.
Can I not have Ruby Soho in a feud with the Bunny and Penelope, though?
I would like
That'd be great.
them to not be this much of a focal point, but whatever.
Can we get some new heels? What about Emi Sakura? Can we get Emi Sakura on? She's got like a new heel on. What about Nyla? What's Nyla doing? She could fool with Ruby.
Nyla stuff.
Well, Ruby, what? No, did Ruby win? I think Ruby won. I can't even remember.
Yeah, no, Ruby won.
Yeah, Ruby won, and but gets attacked by Penelope.
Of course, it's Penelope.
And nobody comes down to save her at all.
Nope.
She gets beaten down. Brass knuckles to the face. Penelope and the Bunny stand tall. Man. I don't dislike the Bunny and Penelope, but like...
I'm getting tired of this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. One loses or wins, and then the other one comes out and attacks, and then brass knucks.
It's
and okay, cool.
Same shtick with them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where's Kip?
Oh, he's out. He's injured.
Yeah.
Have you seen what he's been doing at shows?
Has he been hanging around with Dashing Cody Rhodes where he gives him the paper bag?
Yeah, he's been wearing like paper bags on his head, like in disguise. At the show I went to, the Arthur Ashe show, he stayed outside for the whole show once it started.
You gotta know he's probably I respect he's doing the character, but you know he's gotta kill him because he's out with injury, and when anybody's out with injury, it kills them physically and mentally that they can get in the ring.
Yeah, I have no idea what his what his recovery time.
It depends, but I would like to see him come back and do what he does. I know he did the thing with Miro and just went off, but I think he has a little more fuel in the tank if you give him another chance to just come back and just give him some more run time. I would like to see him and Sammy go at it.
Yeah. But after that, we get on to our main event of the evening. It is the Inner Circle, Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager, and Chris Jericho going up against the Men of the Year, Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Junior Dos Santos making his professional wrestling debut. This was very good, actually. I really like this.
This was surprisingly not a shit show.
Like, Santos just, he didn't look out of place. He wasn't in there for too long. He did some good stuff.
They put him up against Hager for the majority of it, so that was the smartest thing to do.
Probably for the best. I mean, they let him hit his moves on Jericho, which is probably for the best as well, considering...
Yeah.
But, him and Hager had a lot of fun interactions. Guevara got one of the best hot tags I've ever seen. A literal double jump cutter, and he's just going all over the place. Hager rock bottoms Junior Dos Santos through a table, which was nuts. Guevara apparently did something. I think he did like a dive to the outside, which the camera didn't get, which is kind of sucks. But it was just really good stuff. The only problem is again, Ethan and Scorpio very much felt like afterthoughts in this.
Yeah, right.
Especially by the end, because Jericho...
Well, especially once we get into what happens on Dynamite.
Well, Jericho, I think, had Scorpio beat, and then Jorge comes in, hits his signature knee, knocks Jericho out, and then Scorpio...
Well, no, Paige distracts the ref.
Oh, yeah. Paige distracts the ref, Jorge hits the knee, and then Scorpio gets the pin, and, Men of the Year once again with the help of America Top Team get the victory over the Inner Circle. And then they get beaten down by some dudes, some MMA dudes I didn't really get the name of. They look like...
One of them is Paige's husband.
Was it?
One of them is.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. They're just beating up on Jericho and Guevara until... finally, Santana and Ortiz remember, we're a part of this.
I was like, this whole time, I'm like, there's like two guys missing. Oh, there they are.
Yeah,
cool.
There we go. Santana and Ortiz finally come up with face paint. So I guess that's what they were doing. They're getting the face paint ready. Got to get the war paint out before we make a run in.
And, big stare-off sort of deal. We'll see you tomorrow night.
This is a real good match. Scorpio.
Fun time. Again, Rampage is just a very fun hour show.
Again, but the main issue, again, is that you could replace Scorpio and Ethan with anybody and it wouldn't make a difference.
If you replace them, what would you have them doing right now? Exactly.
Going after the tag. But freaking... Oh, well, okay, we'll get into that because of what happens at Dynamite, but we'll talk about the tag team division. Speaking of Dynamite, let's just get right into it. It's time for...
Hey, the brand flash and the bang and the boom and the bang and the crash and the Dynamite, and I know this song because I've known it longer.
Special AEW Saturday Dynamite. It's real, and we're going right into it. It's Malachi Black versus Dante Martin after CM Punk made his entrance to the commentary desk again, like he always does.
What a banger.
Yeah, it was real good.
Holy shit. They see something in this kid.
It's kind of hard not to, considering the stuff that he can... I literally don't think there's no one else that can do the things that Dante does. Except
his
probably
brother.
His brother. But we're gonna have to wait until he comes back.
Well, we're gonna have an update on what's going on with Dante a little bit later, though. But this match, what a way to kick off the show! I was very much expecting a little bit of offense, but classic Malachi, you're dead.
That's how the match started. Because Malachi was just kicking the literal dog piss out of Dante for a good majority of this match. He hit like a nasty STO and dropped Dante on the back of his head. Like, he was just pulling out like all the MMA stuff in this match.
He hits a sick power bomb after countering a springboard that was really good.
But Dante eventually would get his stuff in. He does his ridiculous... Alright, so... the way they have the stage set up is that they got the ramp like towards the ring, so it's in like, so the ramp is the same like height of the ring, or at least the canvas.
It's an elevated ramp.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So Malachi's on the ramp. Dante somehow from the canvas jumps to the top. It somehow still gets elevation to do a springboard on top of Malachi. I don't know how that's possible, but he did it.
He does things, and it's like, no.
Exactly.
Which is, and you know what the crazy thing is? It's like you say that about him, but it's like Phoenix also does. These two need a match. Where's the brother at?
Especially, well, again, we're going to have to get to that.
Or give me the tag team that we're going to talk about and oh my.
But, Dante, it's Super Frankensteiner at one point, but hurts his knee. But that was after Malachi was working over the leg. Malachi locks in a single leg Boston Crab that has to let go because he's got an injured tummy. Dante then tries to go for another springboard on one foot, but completely misses. Malachi hits the what's it called now? He hit the Black Mass.
The Black Mass.
He hit the Black Mass on Dante, and we get a good capture of Leo's face. Just
Leo's like, goddamn.
All right.
This dude.
Just great meme worthy, just reaction picture. I got it saved on my computer.
Very good opening match.
Yeah, Malachi takes a sweet time to get the pin, but he gets it 1, 2, 3. After the match, Malachi makes his way up the ramp, but he gives a little nod to Dante to signify, you know what, you're all right, kid. It's kind of like what Taker did for Hardy back on that in that ladder match.
Yeah,
that was cool. But I guess we could mention it. But later on in the show, Leo pretty much makes it official that him and Dante are going to be a tag team moving forward.
Yep, that means Matt Seidel's gone. His brother's dead, I guess.
His brother's dead until he is not.
So yeah, give me these two and the Lucha brother.
Well,
like now.
After that, Jurassic Express is backstage. And
my boy.
They make fun of the botched powerbomb that the Super Elite did last episode of Dynamite.
Yeah, well, these motherfuckers are assholes.
In which the Super Elite took great offense to that, attacked Jurassic Express, and show that they indeed can do an assisted shield powerbomb by taking Luchasaurus and powerbombing him through a table.
Well, that's, like, not cool.
We only have so many Luchasauruses in the world. I think, like, maybe
there's only one.
I think we may be taking out, like, the one that we have. Like, you don't know that. There could be more.
So, yeah, the Inner Circle come out. Yeah, they're back together.
The Inner Circle reunites. Santana's on the mic. We're all here, finally. Like, I don't know what the hell took us so long. And then America's Top Team comes out. Paige, looking fine as hell. I don't know what the fuck Dan Lambert was talking. I was just looking at Paige.
His voice was, like, shot. He is getting, like, X-Pac go-away heat right now. Like, this dude used to be, like, cool, but, like, we're seeing him a lot more than I think we needed to with this thing. But I guess get Jorge Masvidal on the TV and all these other fighters, and we get a ratings boost, I guess, out of it. And yada, yada, yada. Jericho calls Paige a slut.
I want to touch you with your husband's genitalia.
I can't believe...
Whatever the hell that means.
I can't believe 1998 Jericho is back on TV calling women whores and shit. It's 2021.
Stephanie's getting hot flashes as we speak.
I'm like, God damn, this shit's happening. But this is all, he's pretty much saying, yeah, Paige, you gotta get the fuck out of here because, like, fuck, we don't got no girls, it's no girls, He-Man woman haters, shit.
Scorpio.
And this is all leading up to the tag match, or no, hold on, you got something else?
Scorpio pretty much takes the mic and he says, Guevara, I want a shot at the belt whenever. And Sammy's like, all right, fine, cool. So I guess that's going to be a match. When, I don't know. But, apparently there's going to be a tag match. I don't remember what it was, but...
It's going to be a 5-on-5.
Okay.
As of right now, it's going to be all of Inner Circle, the Men of the Year, and they have to pick 3 people, whoever they want, that represent America's top team. Now, I think Dos Santos, that's probably a given. I don't think the other 2 are going to be other people that we've seen. I don't think Jorge Masvidal is going to do it. He has a fight coming up. I just don't think that's physically possible. He can get involved in shit, and maybe Jericho hits like a code breaker or something, gets like the big or a Judas effect. Yeah, you get the big revenge. But I'm thinking, outside perspective, Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn.
Oh, it's not gonna happen. It's
going
to be those 2 nerds that beat up
King
Jericho.
Mo.
Adam.
King Mo.
Adam.
Bobby Lashley.
Lucha Bros versus Los Superronas. Yeah, that's right.
The big thing was that apparently it was Dragon Lee and somebody else was the big rumor.
Yeah.
Turns out they were in Mexico. So it's like, oh, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Oh, here comes Andrade, and then here come two fucking Minecraft characters.
Los Superronas.
Yeah, Super Lucha Frogs.
Lucha Frogs.
And I'm like, okay, who the hell are these guys? And here's the match itself was good because obviously, big reveal turns out to be it's the Revival.
FTR.
Now, it's FTR. Here was my fucking biggest problem the entire match. Is that commentary wouldn't shut the fuck up about it being FTR.
Yeah, Punk was like, it's FTR. Yeah,
I'm like, motherfuckers, come on. Honestly, I was like, oh, it's going to be two, other, luchadors, or it's going to be something cool.
Nah.
And it's FTR. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. FTR are, fine and everything. But, sure, there's, other tag teams, though. And then they win the belts. And I'm like, okay. Where does this go?
Yes. Well, obviously, this is leading to a future tag team match between Lucha Bros and FTR, this time for the AEW World Tag Team titles.
Assume at Full Gear.
Probably.
So, you're not giving FTR the belts.
No. Not
so then you're going to have to do, a third match, and then it's going to be for the AAA belts.
Probably title for title at Full Gear.
You would do a regular title match beforehand.
Maybe.
There's not many weeks left.
I would have FTR defend the belts against some team on AEW.
Sure.
And then that could all lead down to title for title at Full Gear.
Ladder match.
Sure. Go for
it. Escalera Duel Morte 2.
Yeah. But
fun match because it's a good. Yeah, I mean, it's two really good tag teams. I was just really let down by this big week-long surprise.
It is very confusing.
And then later on, we go backstage. FTR's celebrating and everything. Oh, let's talk about the finish of the match first.
So I think it was Dax who was in the ring. Phoenix is going crazy, getting rid of everybody. Scott has the belt. No, not Scott. Cash has the belt at first. And then Penta gets rid of him, sends him to the outside, chases him off. Phoenix is about to go for a moonsault, but Dax hits him with the belt, pins Phoenix 1, 2, 3. They get the victory, and they leave. Go backstage. We find out Andrade paid off MJF to borrow FTR's services for the night. So that's apparently where that was leading to.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Now we play the waiting game, Adam.
I continue to be very unimpressed with Andrade.
But he's going to go up against... Well, we'll talk about that. I think they just... I don't know if they know... They obviously don't have, a set storyline for him at the moment. Well, they do, but he doesn't have, any sort of team to back him up. So I guess that's kind of the problem here. Hopefully that will change down the future because, I don't know where this is going either.
I say be patient. I mean, look what happened to Miro when he first got into AEW. And how long it took him to get to where people started to really enjoy him on the show.
That is true.
I say just give it some time because everyone starts at a lower tier and they work their way up. If I know Andrade is a big name from Mexico and he had a good name off from WWE, but you can't just put a rocket to him and shoot him up to the moon. You gotta let him work his way up a little bit, and you gotta notice the details throughout the shows because Tony, he likes to give out details throughout their path of getting up to success. So if he's doing work with MJF, there could be a possibility where those two will be aligning with each other sooner rather than later, or there'll be more work between them at some point. So just be patient, and Andrade could have something going. If not, well, Triple A's got something for him.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I guess it is very much a situation like Miro. We're just going to have to wait and see where this goes. Because you never know. You never know. But after that, we get Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta. This one was very simple, very right down.
Jon Moxley kills Wheeler Yuta and says bye.
Yep.
I saw the match, and that's how you make a statement. If you want to, as with Jon Moxley being in this tournament, for his first match,
And I know that some people were kind of expecting like an actual match between, but this is exactly what especially if you're going to go down a more like less face-ish. I don't want to say heel Moxley, but probably more like a more vicious Moxley going into this tournament.
It's a more serious. It's more serious that we've seen in a while because he's had fun joking around with Eddie Kingston and still opposed to Sting, but this time, like he needs to bring more adrenaline because he wants the title back.
Right.
And the only way back is to bring up that adrenaline, bring up that aggression that got him the title in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought this was perfect. I thought it what it needed to be. Clotheslined him, suplexed him, beat the crap out of him for a bit. Paradigm shift, leave, got out of there. And considering that how the brackets are looking up, he might have to face Wheeler Yuta's protege down the line. So we're going to have to see how that goes.
No, he's not Wheeler Yuta's protege.
No, he's Wheeler Yuta's mentor.
Idiot.
That's not very nice, Adam.
It's very nice. Anyway, we go backstage. Serena Deeb, I think, is with Alex Marvez, or is it Tony?
I think it's Tony.
And obviously, we're discussing last week. Serena Deeb, upset story. Beating Hikaru Shida. She didn't get her 50th victory. Serena gets like a few sentences in before she is assaulted by Hikaru Shida.
Yep. They brawl for a little bit before it just cuts off a bit, obviously leading to an eventual rematch between those two. I would very much like it to happen at Full Gear, so that way we've got two women's matches on the card, which is a rarity, and also we have a match that actually means something, a women's match that means something on that card as well. That's where Hikaru Shida can get her 50th win and her revenge and her trophy.
It could possibly be a match in the tournament.
I would not do that in the tournament. I like it. I like this as it is on its own. Like,
I agree.
The whole thing is obviously leading up. Like, Shida wants her 50th win and her revenge on Serena. So that's how this story should play out. But
even if it's predictable, when you get to the finish, as long as the crowd reacts and is happy with how it turned out, it's not bad to be predictable. But it can be great how you get there.
No, absolutely not. But after this, we go into our next match of the night, which was the Super Click, Young Bucks and Adam Cole taking on the Dark Orders, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Evil Uno. And
this was my favorite match of the night.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. This was a very, very fantastic match. Just it probably comes from the fact that these guys have been working together, working with each other for literal years at this
is
point.
A straight-up PWG match at the fullest.
Yep. With the comedy spot, like the greatest spot of the entire week, with the Bucks and Cole were trying to do their signature spot, where Cole's got Uno in the camel clutch.
The camel clutch, and then Reynolds and Silver pull them out of the ring.
Takes them out.
And then they get in.
And they kiss Adam Cole right on the...
Then Adam Cole realizes, and then Adam Cole gets just murdered by this crazy-ass triple combo.
Yeah, it was Reynolds and Silver's combo, where it was like a kick, enziguri, stunner, German suplex, and then Evil Uno hits something evil on Cole, but the Bucks are able to break it up. John Silver has like a nice little hot tag. Reynolds and Cole actually have a really good back and forth as well.
Reynolds looked really good in this match.
Yeah, I think
like better than he, like, obviously we know Uno's great, John Silver's great, but like this was really Reynolds' time to shine on a big platform, and against like somebody like Adam Cole, that's a big deal.
But yeah, this was great, good stuff. Ending of the match, I forget. Was it Uno that took the pin on this, or was it Reynolds? Because I know someone got killed with the Panama Sunrise, and then the BT trigger, and then the boom for the 3 count. But I think it
was Reynolds.
Yeah, I believe it was Reynolds.
Did you mention, by the way, I didn't even know if you did you mention how the AAA title match ended? Because I wanted to mention about that incredible belt shot.
Yeah, I mentioned. Yeah, the moonsault, he hit him out
Holy
of
fuck! What a move! Holy shit!
Yeah, it was incredibly timed.
Like incredibly timed. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this match like a lot.
It was very good.
Then my boy shows up.
Yeah, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus come out. They attack the
no Luchasaurus, just Jungle.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was just Jungle Boy because Luchasaurus got taken out, and he didn't like that very much. So he starts taking it to both men. The Dark Order obviously helped, but Jungle Boy locks in the snare trap on Cole before he gets pulled out of there. And especially, and I guess we could just go lead into this because we got a little bit of a segment backstage with Britt and Anna Jay on this show, where Britt pretty much came up, called the Dark Order losers, and she's a loser for associating herself with them. They got into a bit of a brawl, and it looks like, and the match was made that it will be Britt and Anna on an episode of Rampage. So, maybe, possibly, future match, Jungle Boy and Anna against Adam Cole and Britt. It's kind of look like where it's heading. Maybe? Yeah? Nothing, Adam? Nothing here?
Luchasaurus.
It could lead to that. Sometimes showing people in their relationships being together looks kind of down upon, and it doesn't really do well. Like, look how Becky and Seth's time were when they try to do mixed tag teams. AEW has rarely done it, mixed tag team matches, but if they can pull it off with this, you can build up a certain way. They can do it right. You got Adam and Jungle Boy. They always have good chemistry. Britt has grown a lot over the past year and is back from injury, so Britt's a good hand to give her. And how could they not screw it up?
Yeah. But after this comes my favorite segment of this whole week. Cody is...
crazy Arn Anderson has kidnapped Cody Rhodes and has taken him to a warehouse.
Cody comes to his nightmare family warehouse. he's there with Dustin. They're hugging and everybody. He gets there. He opens his garage and he is met by Red Velvet, Kylan King, Lee Johnson, and Brock Anderson. And from that point, they just bully this poor man.
They nerd circle Cody Rhodes in the middle of the ring. He's just getting arm drag, headlock, watch out, do this. Oh, and then Arn's like, okay, now you gotta watch out if it comes from your left, and then from your right. Okay, punch him, and Cody is just being mercilessly just like, stop it.
He gets decked in the face by Brock.
Stop it, Ari.
Velvet legit comes up and slaps him in his face.
Yeah. I'm like, why are we doing this to Cody?
Cody's like, alright, I've had enough. I want to go home now, please.
What the fuck are we doing?
Like, Arn, what is this?
Can I just turn heel?
Like seriously, like, this would be a lot easier at this point. He's like, you need to be ready because Malachi Black took us all out, and you need to be ready for that. And it's like, you don't know when that's gonna happen. You know when you're gonna have to meet him again. Spoiler alert: he meets him next week.
I think it would be the smartest choice. I wouldn't have Cody win. I wouldn't have Cody win at all.
No.
I think I would like to treat this as Raven and Tommy Dreamer before they try to let Tommy win. Because back in ECW, Tommy Dreamer and Raven had all these matches, and before Raven went to WCW, Tommy never beat Raven at all.
Nope.
Never Raven. It would be something where Tommy Malachi Black is the Raven to Cody's Tommy. He just couldn't beat him. And once Cody gets frustrated, he just finally says, screw you all.
But, yeah. After that, we get an MJF segment. He comes out. He's in there. He's in his ring gear. He's ready for his match against Darby Allin. But, apparently he got the news late. Like, oh no, Darby got attacked by masked men. The ninjas.
Yeah, again, we didn't get. I want to make it clear we didn't get a follow up on that. I still want to know where the
Tony Schiavone was very convinced that MJF and the Pinnacle had something to do with it.
Well, how was that possible? They weren't there.
Yeah, I was like very confused on that.
This is very incriminating, and I think Tony Schiavone needs to be fired.
All right.
It would have been fine if they would have tried to have the match just like how James Storm and Bobby Roode was. James Storm went out covered in blood. Apparently he got attacked from the back.
I thought that's how that was going to go. But
I liked it better if you would have actually shown the consistency that Darby's injured. Like, he has his bruised ribs. He has a hurt arm. Or he's taped up. Like, he's going out there still taped up, still hurt. And you could build off of that or have Sting go out and tell Darby, like, don't go out there, you little nunchkin. And Darby just throws Sting to the side because he just wants to go in there. And after that, have MJF beat Tara and take advantage of all those injuries he gained from that prior beating. And then you don't have to have a finish to the match. You can just have those guys in the mask again, or just have everyone else come out. Keep ragdolling Darby Allin. You can have Wardlow do the Bam Bam Bigelow toss to the ring and Big Rose out.
I think they're getting to that point with Wardlow. But apparently he said, I'm going to give Darby a chance. I'm going to get the ref in here. I'm going to give him until the count of 10. And if he doesn't get in here, then I win by forfeit. Bryce is brought out by Wardlow. Bryce starts making the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Before you get to 10, lights go out. It's Sting! Sting! The snow comes down. He's got the bat. MJF pulls Wardlow in front of him, pushes Wardlow into Sting, but Wardlow gets hit with the bat. MJF runs off. MJF teases that he's going to get back into the ring, but he's like, nah, decides to leave. And I guess we're going to get a match between MJF and Sting before we get to the eventual match between Darby and MJF, which I assume
why not?
will be at Full Gear. Yeah, at this point, cool. And MJF being the first dude to give Sting his first legitimate loss in AEW, oh, great for him. That'd be great.
EC3 of Impact. Am I lying?
He's given the very same booking as EC3 did.
EC3 had a lot of potential when he started. Impact Wrestling started beating all these legends and good names, and one of the names he beat was Sting.
Yeah.
No dig at EC3, no dig at MJF. I was like, MJF is kind of like the EC3 start, but younger, tanner, more tattoo on the shoulder.
Okay.
But I do see similarities to where I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of hard not to at this point.
Yeah, if you bring EC3 to AEW, I'm like, well,
I think he's still doing stuff with the Ring of Honor. I think he's still signed with Ring of Honor, actually.
Kudos to him for, he's really enjoying the narrative. I actually really enjoyed it, watching all that.
After this, though, we get Penelope Ford against Kiera Hogan. I saw Penelope botch a leapfrog attempt, and I immediately turned the match off. I was like, all right. Like, I don't like Kiera. This whole Penelope.
Did she not jump high? Did she not?
She didn't jump at all. She didn't jump at all. Literally, did the drop down. Kiera was coming right at her, and she did not move. So I was like, all right. I kind of figured what I was going. I saw some of the GIFs on Twitter, like of the shotgun dropkick, the superplex, and the cutter that she hit.
Did you hear Punk on commentary?
It was the best cutter she's hit.
No, what did Punk say?
Punk asked a random question to the commentators, like, Kiera Hogan is having relations to, and they try to shut that off.
No, oh yeah, I heard about that.
They shut him off instantly when they were asked, because we all knew what he was trying to ask. Like,
no, because it's like, I heard what happened on Twitter, because he's like, is Kiera Hogan? She's not happy to be related to, and then he's like, and then Excalibur goes like he mentioned some golfing dude, like that Hogan, and he's like, golfing legend, is that who you're talking about? And then Shivani goes, she's talking about Hogan Heroes, and JR goes, that's enough, Tony. That was great. That was a great bit. Yeah. This match was not great, though.
Tony was in a headset telling Punk, knock it off.
It's like, please, all right, maybe stray away from this conversation, please.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we don't use Hogan here, or we don't want him around, so we'd rather not have his name be mentioned. But no, I was like, I now want to see the match and see that little spot. I'm like, I like to dissect a little thing, because I'm my own worst critic, but I like to watch those matches and then see, like words of Shane Douglas, who's slagging who, like who's messing up where, who's pulling teeth on the other side. Forgot what he said originally. He did a shoe on a click, but I like watching those matches so I can just dissect them.
Yeah. After the match, Penelope gets blindsided by Ruby. I guess the bunny wasn't there because Penelope just gets her ass kicked and gets no help whatsoever. Ruby gets her payback. And that's the end of that segment. But after that, I know I said the Cody getting bullied segment was my favorite, but honestly, these two were probably my two favorite things on this entire show. We get a Miro promo, basically cutting a whole promo on God himself.
God, why don't you love me?
You love me.
God, if you don't love me and show me why you took title away from me, I'm just gonna kill people. I'm gonna kill people
on this
because of you. So you better start fucking answering my questions, you son of a bitch, or else I'm gonna come up there. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Can they just bring in CJ Parker, Lana?
At this point, I'm kind of surprised she hasn't made an appearance yet.
I would like them to bring her in because it would be a good callback. But
he did allude to her a lot in this, bro.
Well, what I'm trying to get to is they use a lot of veterans to be managers. They use a lot of like Jake the Snake Roberts, Vicky Guerrero. But let's have a callback. Miro's like most famous, his around time beginning in WWE was with Lana and being a manager, and not let her be that Russian tone that she had first. Let her go out there and just be the kind of leader, like just lead him to destroy. And then instead of being God's favorite demon, it's lover's favorite warrior. Or gladiator.
Yeah. No, I get you. But, he says, show yourself, you coward, or I'm going to kill everyone on this roster. And if your name is probably like Fuego del Sol, you're probably like not feeling too good about this right now. Because you've gotten... This man's going to I'm waiting for his dark matches at this point. Where he just goes in, he super kicks someone, and then puts him in the game over, and just does not let go at all. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful. Can't wait. But after this, we get Hangman's return promo after winning the casino ladder match on the last episode of Dynamite. Just really good stuff. It just basically goes on to explain what cowboy shit means to him and what it's done for him. Like, talks about his whole history, like how he was a part of the elite and how nobody wanted him there. And then he found friends who did care about him and did want him around. And he goes on to say, like, he doesn't know entirely sure what's going to happen at Full Gear, but he says, but despite all that, I feel like you people still have faith in me, and for the first time in my career, I do too. And goes on to say that no matter what happens at Full Gear, I'm going to give you my blood, my sweat, and either way, you're going to get my tears, every fiber of my being, my heart and soul, and but no matter what, I can 100% guarantee that you are going to get cowboy shit. And drops the mic, crowd goes wild. This was just fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic.
Has it lost a step?
Say that again?
He hasn't lost a step?
No, he hasn't.
This crowd still loves him just as much. All those idiots who doubted that, like, oh, he's gone, and here's Brian, and here's Punk. Shit, it's gone. He's lost it. Yeah, nope, not the case at all.
He is the guy.
This promo was fantastic. This is their guy. This is their guy. This is their Hogan. This is their Cena. This is their Austin.
All this promo did was solidify himself as the guy.
All this did was make it clear, yeah, I'm bringing the belt back. Just let guys know. Okay, cool, bye.
And it's going to be an absolute gigantic pop when he does. I honestly cannot wait for the match between him and Omega at Full Gear. The best thing about this whole promo was that this wasn't even a promo about his match against Kenny or for the world title. It was basically a promo on how much he's grown as Hangman Page throughout his entire run in AEW and how he's grown into the person that we've seen today. Like, he brought up the match, of course, because he's in it, but the match wasn't the focal point. The point of the promo was that Hangman, for the first time in his career, is confident in himself. And now you can feel that. And that's what's gotten the crowd behind him even more now. And this whole thing was just so... I could literally go on about this forever, but we don't have that kind of time. Just an all-timer promo. Like, I think people are going to remember this one for a long time. But now we go on to our main event. But beforehand, Adam, please tell the people what they can expect, not only on Dynamite and Rampage, but please go down the bracket of the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament. Adam.
I can do that for you right now. I got it this time.
All right.
So let's start off with the bracket. So I don't know if we're gonna do. You want to do a quick prediction deal here, or?
Yeah, we can go to quick prediction.
Cool. So in our bracket, on the left side of the bracket, we will be seeing Jon Moxley taking on 10 of the Dark Order, and then also on that same side of the bracket, Orange Cassidy takes on Powerhouse Hobbs. On the right side of the bracket, we have Dustin Rhodes. Some may call him the Natural. He'll be taking on the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And the last match in that bracket is kind of the dark horse for me, and I don't know which way this could go. In Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston, the finals taking place at Full Gear. But this coming Saturday and Friday on Rampage, Orange Cassidy and Will Hobbs will have the first round match. Also on that show, Britt Baker will take on Anna Jay after their confrontation on Dynamite. Pac versus Andrade 2. Okay, yeah, again, I love it. That's going to be great. I just want Andrade to do something. Jesus. And also we're going to find out the bracket for the TBS Women's Championship Tournament as well. On Dynamite, though, we're going to see 2 first-round matches as Bryan Danielson and Dustin Rhodes will go at it, as well as Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston. And also, so far, the only other thing announced will be Malachi versus Cody Rhodes 3, which I'm honestly surprised is happening this early again. But that's all you have to look forward to so far. Next week, obviously, there'll be way more announced beforehand, but that's all we can tell you.
Yep.
So who y'all think is going to win the tournament?
I think the finals are obviously Mox, Bryan, with the Mox being... I think Mox is turning heel. I think Bryan's winning it.
I think Mox and Danielson in the finals, with Moxley handing Danielson his first loss in AEW.
You're going to go Mox and Hangman?
Yes.
I go with that. I'm with that. I was gonna say Mox, so I have Hangman and Mox go toe to toe.
Oh, all right, that's it.
The crowd popped big when those 2 locked horns in that Casino Liar match. And to be honest, I kind of want more of a match between the 2.
I think Mox is gonna have some resentment against Hangman because, the people turned on Mox when Hangman came back. I think that
Moxley's totally going heel.
Yeah, I think Mox,
which is I think, going to be very fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Moxley has a lot of fun being a heel.
Of course, on Rampage on Friday, we'll find out who's going to be in the women's TBS tournament. Again, right now, my front runner to win the belt is Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
I want Thunder Rosa.
But, yeah, I guess that's it for our side. But now it is time for our main event of the evening. Brian Danielson.
I'm not going to lie. I wasn't into this match.
I love this match. This is basically their Evolve match that they had all those years ago in front of a bigger crowd.
After what Brian had done literally just like a while ago, but Suzuki, this was not, I don't know, I wasn't into this.
That was very...
He wore it here, so he had a decency like, my gear may not be washed, but I'm going to give you some new ones to have.
These two pretty much just straight up mat grappling, very strike heavy based. Like this is just a like very amateur wrestling style wrestling match here, and it was very different from everything else on the show. Danielson got in a few good of his stuff in. He got the dive in. He tried to go for the knee off the apron, but Fish cut him off at one point. Fish hits him with a Avalanche Falcon Arrow for a 2 count. Finish of the match. Bobby Fish locks him in with his heel hook, but Danielson was able to counter it into a heel hook of his own. Pulls back on that motherfucker. We're to the point where Fish has no choice. He's got to tap out. And we end off with Brian Danielson on top of the world to end off this episode of Dynamite. I thought this was a very fun episode, even if the Lucha Bros FTR thing was kind of came out of left field, but I'm glad that we're probably going to get another match between the Lucha Bros and FTR, this time for the AEW World Tag Team titles, so I don't really have much to complain about there. A lot of stuff got, a lot of storylines got moved forward. Yeah, a lot of stuff to prepare for these next upcoming weeks and heading into full year. So yeah, thumbs up for me. But I guess since that's about it, it's time to go into our new segment of the week. And oh boy, Adam, I think you're gonna really like what we have planned on this new segment. Because you want to know what we're talking about first?
Oh,
that's right, baby. We're going down the entire card of WWE Crown Jewel coming up October 21st. Riada. I don't know how.
I thought you said you didn't want to do this company anymore.
Well, I looked at this card and I was like, we have to talk about it because it's so good. It's so good, Adam. Quite honest, this is probably like the most interesting card they've had in a long while. Like this is
the wrong goddamn show.
That's what makes it so much funnier because it's gonna be a bad show no matter what because it's in front of a crowd that doesn't know wrestling.
Oh, wonderful! Are we going to talk about this show?
Yep, we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down these matches. Starting first.
No, are we talking about this next week?
Yes.
Oh, I have to watch. Well, at least I have something to do at work now.
Unless I don't watch the show, in which you better pray and hope that I don't watch the show.
If I sit through this fucking show and you don't,
no, I'm gonna watch it. I'm going
to kill you.
I'm gonna watch it. But let's just go through this card real quick so you can give a little predictions of what
it's at 12 o'clock my time. That means it's 9 o'clock.
I'm gonna watch this motherfucker live? Forget that.
Yes.
But we go down first. Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali in a singles match in probably it was made clear that this was a match that they did not promote on SmackDown, but it's still happening on
Not a SmackDown feud.
on
It's not a
Crown Jewel. No, but they
it's
ran
not a-
down the whole card on Crown Jewel on SmackDown and apparently left this match out.
Man.
Well, that's
Don't want to promote the streak being alive.
But Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali. I'm going to go with Mansoor on this one. I don't know why. I just get the weird, crazy feeling that he might win here for some reason.
because he's undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that
That's-
is that who you're going for here, Adam? I'm gonna need some. I'm gonna need some. Give me some names here, buddy.
Yeah, Mansoor, sure. What?
Streak stays alive. Mansoor.
All right. Next match we got Edge versus Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match. After Seth went into Edge's house and sat on his couch and he drank his drink, Edge got real worried for some reason. Told Beth not to go there, and then he got really mad, and then he challenged Seth to a Hell in a Cell match. And here we are. So I'm going to go with Edge in this one. Just to see, I think that end of the rivalry, I think the big babyface win is going to be much needed here.
I'm going for the dude with the beard.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going with Edge.
All right.
Sure. Edge, I guess.
What do you mean? The Seth went into his house, Adam. He sat on his couch.
Did he?
Yeah. He sat on
Really?
Yeah, he sat on his couch.
Why is it the couch wrestling then?
He didn't go Rick James on the couch, so I was like, I can't be that mad. I wouldn't be that mad. If he was going Rick James style on the couch, I'd be like, yeah, he went too far.
I like how Seth made the whole thing on Twitter where it's like Edge goes into somebody's house, slaps their dad, and this is fine. But I go in, I sit down on his couch, and it's a whole big deal.
Hey, at least if he would have taken his donuts.
But after that, though, we go on to our next match, the Queen's Crown Tournament Finals, and what is sure to be an epic final match. It will be Zelina Vega taking on Doudrop.
Wait, what?
Yep.
I predict a 1 minute match. Doudrop wins and she drops her name back to Viper.
No, you're joking.
No, Doudrop beat Shayna Baszler.
You're joking.
Zelina Vega versus Doudrop for the Queen's Crown Tournament.
So I heard, apparently, I don't know if you heard this as well. You heard of why it's been the way it's been done?
I think Jamal said something about it, but
Apparently it has to do with the fact that the Saudi Arabian prince is only giving the match 3 minutes. So so on TV they only wanted to give the women 3 minutes, so that they didn't like perceive something different. So these women are purposely being told you can't do this. Why are we going? Oh, Sahaya, why are we talking about this? Why are you making me get mad?
Me, it's bullcrap.
We need the views, Adam. The viewership.
Don't want to be talking about this.
Viewership. Sometimes we need to put our own happiness aside for the sake of the show, Adam.
I think it's bullcrap.
So I'm absolutely mad.
Hey, I got a question. Will Stephanie McMahon also own up to this being part of the Women's Resolution too? Because she likes to take up things.
Oh, absolutely not. She'll claim she'll have nothing to do with this whatsoever.
Oh yeah, but Well, let's wait for a month or two where she'll just say the women's revolution was started by me. I was like, no, it was started on Twitter by AJ Lee and others that were just tired of the same bullcrap booking like this now. I mean, it's such crap that their wrestling matches shorter than people's entrances. I mean, heck, I can make a Hot Pocket, and it'll be done way after their match is over. It's crap.
It is crap.
They need more time, deserve more time. If you want to talk about Revolution, hey, they're taking way too many steps back from how many they took forward.
Well, they already took 80 steps back when they signed with this Saudi deal in the first place.
Oh, absolutely. But they had the women's Evolution pay-per-view. They've never done it since. Again, why? Because of pay-per-view buys. Oh, like that stopped them from booking shows with the same name that don't really draw that well. I mean, what happened to Great Balls of Fire? Well, didn't do so well. We're going to drop it. But, TLC and Hell in a Cell, they kind of do okay. They don't draw that well either. So we'll just keep those names because it's gimmick matches.
If anyone is using pay-per-view buys in this day and age where they mostly promote their streaming services as a reason why they're not doing these shows anymore, then that person is a liar.
Yeah, it's bull. Well, that's what Hunter said.
He's a liar. He's lying to his teeth.
If Mickie James has been told multiple times that that's the reason why, is because the low buy rates and the low attendance. I'm like, that's bullcrap, and they know it. Yep. Because they deserve. I mean, Impact. I was at the last TV tapings that Impact had over in Nashville. And they put in a lot for that women's show. A lot. They brought in the people. They gave them time. They gave them everything. Women referees, women announcers, belt times. They did everything to make them care so much about the knockouts and did it good and very well. And the show is dedicated to Daphne, and I know for a fact WWE will never do that. Never. No. The only time I think they will do that is with Trish Stratus or Lita. I hope to God never. Not as soon as now, but when the day comes, they do a show tribute to them. As close as I see to it.
Yeah, it's just a very crappy situation in general. But
I'm pissed.
Yeah,
I'm pissed when I see that because they deserve so much better. And I'm like, why? Even the women in NXT, they're given something, but it's so stupid. It's like, why are you trying this? Why are you trying to belittle and why are you trying to downgrade what you've tried to elevate for years? Because no one's going to care eventually. So when you bring all these names up and when you bring all these matches forward, they're not going to care because they're going to look at the time and go, oh, bathroom break time. They're going to treat it like they did 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going back to square one, and then all the divas are going to flip off the signs where it says bathroom break like Jade Cargill did.
I like how she put that picture as her profile pic on Twitter.
Oh, I love that. I love that Jade did that. For being young in the business and still like feeling out everything, that was a damn good motion to do. That was great.
Yeah.
I would have done the exact same thing.
But yeah, that's how the finals are looking like. Hopefully in a much more lighter note, and what has been one of the more brighter spots of these tournaments, the King of the Ring tournament finals being between Finn Balor and Xavier Woods. And I'm very much hoping that Xavier wins this.
Listen, I feel like this is 50-50 here because I can see Finn winning it, so Finn has something big to do, or they give it to Xavier, and it's like, oh, the New Day have finally had something big, and, yada, yada, yada. I just don't know. I can see them if they're really serious about King in the Ring being a thing again. Like I could see them really building up Xavier and then winning next King. But I don't know. I can go either way.
Who knows?
I can see Finn winning it more because Finn, known as Prince Devitt back in New Japan, he was known as Prince Balor in NXT. I think he went by that for a bit. And then now, I say put a crown on him and call him King because he's the Demon King.
David Cagg.
I hope that God they don't do it just like that. But I would like that. And you don't have to give him a crown. If you do, I think it'd be a cool concept, like how I do with my vest, where it's fur on one side, have the crown on the shoulder, or a little bit on the back.
But yeah, that's how that's looking right now. No holds barred match: Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. Goldberg,
give a fuck.
This coming off of their hot and heavy match at SummerSlam, where Bobby Lashley legit put Goldberg's son in a full Nelson, in which Goldberg has threatened to legitimately murder Bobby Lashley. So, you know that this one is personal. I'm going with Goldberg, mainly because there's no title this time around, so I don't see a reason for Bobby. I don't see a reason why they would give Bobby the win here.
I'm going for Viagra.
Adam.
Blow me.
Adam, you have to make a prediction here.
Oh no, fucking Bobby
Goldberg.
You're not
fucking Goldberg.
You're not excited for this?
You know they're gonna have him win because he's gonna back him into the corner while like, guys, I have to win because my character has to look strong, because and Vince just gives him the blue pill like this, like a strong pal.
Oh God.
Come back to me in 4 hours if something doesn't happen.
Alright. Well, okay. Well, now we're getting into the actual championship portion of the show. First championship match. RK Bro defending their belts in a rematch against AJ Styles and Omos from SummerSlam. I don't know what RK Bro or Styles and Omos have been doing, so I'm just going to go with RK Bro to retain.
Yeah, sure.
RK Bro, they're treating the tag team division like the women's division, so I'm like, I kind of don't care. So,
yeah,
it's sad how the only division they care about is literally nothing. They only care about selectively 5 people.
Yeah, it's a very not good situation.
It's like that CM Punk shoot on Colt Cabana. The booking meter now is like, all right, what's next for Cena? Now it's all right. What we got for Roman? Sir, what about everybody else? Screw them. We'll figure out something more after I get done with my steak.
All right, next up, we've got the WWE Championship match between the new WWE Champion, Big E, and the man literally heading to SmackDown after this is all over in Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
I fucking wonder who.
You have to be if Drew's gonna walk out with it. Like, what kind of dumbass books this match and thinks, oh, who's gonna win? The guy going to SmackDown or the guy going to Raw with the Raw Championship belt? I was like,
So I take it that none of you are going for Drew on this one.
no, because you'd be stupid if you think that they'll even have now I'm thinking about, I'm like, well, look, they would do that just to fuck with us.
I can't believe Shayna Baszler lost.
Adam, that's not a. I need a prediction from you.
Yeah, obviously, Big E.
Okay. Co-main event, I believe. Triple threat match for the WWE SmackDown Women's title. As Becky Lynch defends against Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Again, one of these women heading to an entirely different brand.
Two of them.
Wait, what?
Becky.
Oh, yeah.
Becky.
On Raw.
Becky's.
And Sasha SmackDown.
Oh,
So,
okay. This makes this way better.
It has to go to Sasha, because if not, how is this going to work? Because you can't have Becky 2 belts going around trying to do that again, because, boy, well, did that work so well.
Who does Sasha feud with?
Sasha could feud with, they've already sucked the life out of the division so bad. You got to actually, maybe Shotzi Blackheart will be the best guess, because that can be a contrast of styles.
I know that Tegan and Shotzi have been working heel on the house shows lately.
I would give a new face, like one of the new kids on the block. I know they tried to call up some of the NXT talents. That'll be a good time to bring up the girls. Just to let them feel. The best person getting them would be Sasha.
Yeah. Adam, prediction?
Shayna Baszler.
She's not in the match.
Hey,
Lost.
she can choke herself into it.
What the fuck?
So,
And to go back to your thing about call-ups, I don't want to see anybody ever go. I just want to see everybody leave. That's their call-up. Their call-up is leaving this fucking company. Have you seen what they have done to Tony?
And Carrion.
what is Karen doing?
I don't know.
I agree with you, Adam. Like, I don't want to see anyone called up. I don't want to see any. I would rather see everyone just leave that company and just go on to bigger and better things, because anything that's other than NXT would be better than going to the main roster. I mean,
I don't know. I guess. Well, what's it? SmackDown, right? Sasha.
the only guy that has a shot at making it big out of NXT into the main roster is the guy they had to change the name, where his dad is literally the one half of the best tag team in wrestling history. The Steiners, Braun Breaker. He's the only guy I see out of that brand that can actually do good. Everybody else, I'm sorry, there's nothing. Even Blake, or Trey Baxter. Trey could be a good 205 Live cruiserweight, but man, he can bust his tail and be the best he could be and have no waste of movement. Takes him so far. I would have loved if he just stayed in Impact, or he would have done some Impact, gone to AEW, gone to New Japan, and or tear it up in GCW, because he was doing so great. And I know he's enjoying himself there in Florida. I know he's enjoying himself there in NXT, and much respect and for him being there and loving what he does. I just feel like him and everybody will have just a better opportunity being away from that company that does not involve NXT. And I think Blake would thrive more if he was out of NXT and have that match with Ospreay that he always wanted. And if I'm rambling, please stop me.
No, absolutely not. No, you're making a lot of great points there. I agree with you. But
I mean, I would never go to NXT. I would never go to WWE because I don't want to be there.
I don't know how anyone would want to be there, especially how things are now. With
everyone's seen the Mick Foley video where he says, WWE, we got a problem. He's speaking on behalf of not just himself and veterans. He's speaking for a lot of us. We don't want to go there. I don't want to go to AEW. But I would rather go to Impact Wrestling.
How they treated him.
Impact Wrestling. I'd rather go there because I like first, I went to go do a little extra spot for them. I did a little security, and they were very nice. They treated everybody well. They were very to the point of what they wanted. And the style that they had, wrestling-wise, I like. There was quite a bit of that Memphis style there. I loved how they were taking their time and not wasting, just doing moves. They were interacting with the crowd, and they were just having fun. And I was like, I want to be a part of the company. It's so much fun to be there. And when I was watching as a security guard, I was watching as a fan. They made me love what I was watching. And that's very hard for me to do a lot of times because I watched it as a wrestler, and I can see what goes on and what's wrong here and what's wrong there. And I'm my own worst critic, but they made me really enjoy what I was watching.
Is that it? We got
we got one more match, and it's the big one. It is for the WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defends against Brock Lesnar, as I like to call it, the
never-ending story.
It is for the custody of Paul Heyman.
I got predictions. First, Brock is coming out in all that country clothing and blue jeans, and we're gonna see him wrestle in blue jeans and boots.
That'd be wonderful.
Gear. Because that is the perfect way. It would look so awkward with him in the shorts and boots. Let him go on in jeans and cowboy boots, because that would fit so perfectly now. And I think, Roman's going to win, obviously. He's going to or the match is going to be screwed over to where everyone's going to be pissed. I guarantee there's going to be no winner. The match is going to be thrown out.
I can see them wanting to run this back.
Yeah, they're going to run it back to WrestleMania because Rock can't do it.
Oh, wonderful.
What is wrong with you?
Fucking strong.
Doesn't want to talk about blood money anymore.
I want to talk about this janky-ass company.
Trust me, we all don't want to talk about it, but for some reason, everyone makes money off of it somehow by even mentioning its name. And
Sahaya over here goes, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to talk about this company. Let's talk about blood, buddy. You shill."
You are so unbelievable. What is wrong with you tonight?
He's cranky.
Yeah, I can see that. Jesus.
It can be talk about the.
But that's all we're done. We've gotten through the card, Adam, and now we can go through the rest of these news segments, which we will go through really quickly. We mentioned Minoru Suzuki earlier on the show and how he's doing a fantastic U.S. tour right now. Well, that U.S. tour is still continuing, and it is going to continue into Impact Wrestling. Minoru Suzuki was promoted on their last show that he'd be coming to Impact Wrestling, and it appears that he will be at the October 24th and October 25th tapings for Impact Wrestling at Sam's Town, Las Vegas. Very big news for.
I think he's showing up at Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to, because he probably has something going on the 23rd with GCW, or he's got a show going on somewhere else that day.
Wait, is there the GCW show on the 23rd?
I don't know.
But there is, but he's not on it.
Yes, but he's being booked everywhere, somewhere, all the time, because I don't know. Like, he could probably do something for New Japan Strong, but I don't think they'll be doing something where it'll counteract with Impact. If he does, it'll be just a massive secret. But since he's there the 24th and 25th, it's a possibility, but I think he would be there on the tapings to give people a reason to watch Impact Wrestling on Access TV. If he goes to Impact Wrestling, who would you guys like to see him wrestle? Because
I was about to ask that same question, because I already said who I would want Suzuki to fight on Twitter, and obviously that is Eddie Edwards. I think Suzuki.
Eddie is not. It wouldn't be a bad choice. Sami Callihan would have been good, but sadly he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
And I actually, oh man, that was the one thing I missed in that taping because I had to go wrestle in Gallatin, Tennessee. And when I came back, like, what happened? Broke his ankle. What? Yep. Yeah, Callihan broke his. Damn it. Yep. I mean, I forgot his name. I know I shouldn't have. Deanna Perrazzo's husband or boyfriend?
Oh, Steve Macklin, Steve Cutler, or something like that.
Steve Cutler. I think they would mesh well.
Yeah, especially with like how his new style is. I think they could have a pretty good match.
That's on me. Like I'm looking at style wise to blend with like Suzuki, because if you give him a high flyer like Trey Miguel, Trey can do so much, but Minoru's there to break you down. You're not going to do a lot of flips with him because if you try, he's going to snap your ankle. If you give him Ace Austin will try his tricks, and I'm very sorry what happened to his apartment earlier today because it got burned down. So hopefully, they'll be able to make it and they'll be doing okay. Ace and him would have probably fine match, but he'll have to really slow down with Minoru. Christian.
Oh.
And Josh Alexander will be a really good pick.
All right. Adam, you got any? Did he leave again? I swear to God.
Matt Cardona?
Oh my God! Really?
That would be something for GCW.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. Brian Myers?
Oh, that would be a good one.
What is with you and your
that would be
Brian Myers?
That would be a great debut because of Myers and his little crew. That would be perfect.
Oh, and I don't know if they fought, but Joe Doring.
Oh, that would be great.
Or Eric Young, even. That would be cool.
I think it would be Joe Doring.
Or Hikuleo?
No!
Speaking of Impact, now cheeseburger.
I know he ain't part of Impact, but
I know by the time that the show comes out, we'll have already this upcoming Saturday at 10 o'clock. Bound for Glory is this Saturday at 10 o'clock following Dynamite. I will be watching.
Okay, so we'll be reviewing Dynamite, Bound for Glory.
We're gonna have a loaded show.
Yeah.
Right now we have 7 matches announced. This is all we can give you at the moment because everything that else hasn't been announced. We're gonna have a 6-way for the Digital Media Championship. I like the idea of the belts. We talked about this last week.
I think it's an interesting concept. Intergender wrestling gets a little downed upon, and I personally am not a intergender kind of wrestler. If I ever do, I'm gonna make it something to where it makes sense in a way. But it's not me. I feel horrible putting my hands on a woman. I do not will ever do it. But in this belt, well, they do what they do. They do what they want. I think Jordan Grace will be a good first champion.
The participants. You got John Schuyler. I don't know who he is. Crazy. Oh, go ahead. Crazy Steve, Falaba, Jordan Grace, and either Chelsea Green, Madison Rain, Alicia Edwards, or Tennille Dashwood. Two of those four will also be involved in this. And then, of course, Heath and possibly Rhino. If Rhino accepts the partnership to be with Heath to take on Violent by Design in a 2-on-3 handicap match, the Decay are going to defend the Impact Knockouts tag titles against the debut of the Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, the former Iconics, Trey Miguel, Steve Macklin, and El Phantasmo in a 3-way for the vacant X Division Championship. We're going to see the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. 10 men have been announced so far, with 10 men still left to be decided, or women, really. It could be intergender for all we know. Deonna Purrazzo and Mickie James for the Knockouts title, and the main event, Christian Cage takes on Josh Alexander. For me, out of everything, I am very excited for Deonna Purrazzo versus Mickie James.
I'm stoked for that match, and the main event, Josh Alexander versus Christian Cage.
Hi.
What was the question again?
Just quick thoughts about the card so far of what we know, because this is all we're going to know going into Bound for Glory.
I think it's a really good card. I think if it's not their best Bound for Glory card, that's 2007 or 2005 would be the best card. I think 2005 is the best one. The first will always be the best to me, and I have the DVD.
I feel like we're missing something, and I think what we're missing is I think it was either Slammiversary or maybe it was Bound for Glory. They did like a 4-way, like different company type match, and I think that's what this card kind of needs, is like a crazy like.
We need
a representative of AEW, representative of NWA, representative of Impact, and like a representative of New Japan, and just have 4 guys go out there, big crazy opening. I think that's what this card needs, because they said that we were going to have all these companies being involved. Bullet Club's on this card, sure, and like. Yeah, that's about it. Like, I don't see where the 8.
Really
I don't see where.
It doesn't really feel like the biggest show.
It doesn't feel like what they were offering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, where's the AEW represent? I mean, also, we know that there is another match that's going to be confirmed, is a tag team match that I feel like is going to end up being a triple threat, where it's going to be the Bullet Club, Finjuice, and the Good Brothers. But, like, I mean, that sounds like a fun triple threat, because I don't think that's going to end up being one or the other. And that gets added, so that's cool. But, like, where's the AEW representation? Where's the NWA representation? Unless that's Mickie James?
Yeah,
I mean, again, with the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, I feel like there's going to be a lot of surprises in that match. But I feel like a 4-way interpromotional, like, X Division-y type deal, or even not that, even like a scramble of some sort to open the show after the digital media thing, which I think is going to be way more comedic than it is going to be athletic. I think that added to this, along with a tag match, I think you can get your full, and then maybe this card shows up. But right now, like, it's a good card, but it's not Bound for Glory.
No, it's not. But with the circumstances that they have and the roster that they got, and plus Dynamite being on a Saturday now, so that could take away some guys. But they do what they gotta do.
Now, last thing about Impact before we move on is another big deal going into this Saturday. Zahaya, what do you think about the possible debut of one Braun Strowman, who apparently has had talks this week or past week with Impact Wrestling?
About Braun Strowman?
Or what do you think also about the possibility of a bigger debut in that of one Bray Wyatt? who also apparently had been in talks with Impact as well.
If Wyndham comes, then that's cool. I'm still not.
What if it's Wyndham
I'm still
with?
not watching Impact on a weekly basis, but if he's going to Impact, that's fine with me. I guess I'll catch what he does on like some things. Like I'll see him more often, but like I'm not keeping up with Impact for him. I don't give a shit where fucking Strowman signs to. He can sign to hell for all I care.
Wow, very aggravated.
And that's about that. That's about how I feel
all right.
about the whole subject.
So we will get back to you about what the hell we thought about Impact next week. That's all the Impact news I know of right now.
Going into New Japan news real quick. Buddy Matthews announced for his New Japan Pro Wrestling debut.
New Japan Strong debut. He's going to be in the Valley or something like that, right?
Battle in the Valley, which is a San Jose show. San Jose, California on November 13th.
Do we know who he's fighting?
No, not yet.
On my birthday, damn it.
So it's his first match post WWE in a big time company. Not where I thought he was going to end up first. I honestly think there's also a good chance that he shows up this Saturday at Bound for Glory.
Yeah,
somehow.
I think so too. I think he might be in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet.
I feel like Buddy Matthews is a guy that Impact can easily look at and be like, you could easily do X Division, but we're going to make you our main eventer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially if you want someone with like Josh Alexander to work with if you're going to put the belt on him. Buddy Matthews is really good.
Yeah, and like they lost Kenny, so like here's other Kenny.
God
I
damn
was
it.
gonna say 2.0, but he's made it his own little thing.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm most excited about, though, Zahai. You know what I'm excited about? That there's a good chance of happening at Bound for Glory.
Jay White.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Jay White he's not even hasn't been around in a bit, has he?
He has not.
I think he would do a collar on shotgun. I would like to see him be the first guy to challenge Josh. If it would happen, I would like to see him and Josh go at some point because I would like Jay to almost be like a little frontman. Like he claims he's the real title collector. Well, the first way of doing it is to have more than the never openweight championship and defend it on Impact, which would actually be really cool.
If there was last two things I'll say about Impact before we move on. I'm sorry to keep going back to Impact. If I were to add one other match to this show to just add another really big, like it's Bound for Glory, Jay White, Christopher Daniels.
Yes, absolutely. That would be a great match for two guys.
I feel like, Daniels is here. He has nothing to do at this show yet. And you can't have everybody just be in the Battle Royal. So there's that. But also, Decay. Who does Decay usually come out with? Taurus and Crazy Steve, right?
Yeah.
Right, Sahaya?
Yes.
And who's fighting the Decay for the tag belt, Sahaya?
Oh, that would be Inspiration.
And who is one half of Inspiration, Zaya?
Casey Lee.
Yeah. And who currently works with Impact Wrestling in a partnership? That's right, AEW. That means the Based God could show up on Saturday.
All right, here we go. Okay, we're moving on because he's lost the plot. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Buddy Matthews, obviously debut in November. I believe on that same show as well, Jay White will be defending the belt against Ishii on that show as well. I don't know what Ospreay or Lawler are going to be doing on the show yet, but I guess we'll see.
I know what Lawler will be doing.
What's he doing?
Because I read the spoilers.
Snapping ankles?
I read the spoilers about what happened in Philadelphia.
Well, we don't talk about the show, so I guess you could spoil it on this.
Well, we know that the next challenger set for Tom Lawler is a very underwhelming one.
Yeah?
It's Fred Rosser.
Okay. To be fair,
But Minoru, what?
I hear that Fred's been putting in the work in New Japan. So I
Yeah,
haven't seen
sure,
his
but I
matches,
don't care about him at all. Very boring guy. Honestly, I haven't watched any New Japan Strong because I don't know what's the appeal.
I watched the match between Moxley and Kenta. I think that's like the only time.
The only main of Strong have involved Blake Christian because I just want to keep up with what he's been doing, and that was it.
Anyway, what else happened? So, I know you're gonna bring up something G1 related. I know there was a big dispute going on earlier today and yesterday. What happened? Why are people upset about Kota Ibushi?
All right. So here's the thing: the G1 Climax A Block Finals took place this morning, and there were really three main matches on the show that people needed to care about. That was the match between the matches were Shingo and Yujiro, Tonga Loa, and Zack Sabre Jr. And
these are matches people have to care about.
Kenta and Kota Ibushi. Now, the reason why the people had to care about those three matches is because Shingo, Zack, Kota, and Kenta were all tied at 12 points. So they were all at the top of the bracket, and they were all tied for 12 points. So it was just a big whole thing about like who is going to make the finals, because there is very much different ways to play out. Obviously, looking at it, you could have given it to any one of those men. Probably wouldn't have made a difference. I thought it was going to be Shingo because of what happened with Naito. I thought they might want to give Naito a fair shot, and then Shingo, the whole thing with Shingo, he could beat Naito, and then it's just a whole other thing. But I digress. There was a ton of different ways they could have booked this entire finals night. So, what did they do on the finals night? Well, first, they had Shingo Takagi draw with Yujiro Takahashi by double countout.
Yujiro.
Yes.
The pimp.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
The IWGP World Heavyweight Champion draws with Yujiro by double countout. So, that eliminates Shingo from the G1. And then we keep the ball rolling by having Zack Sabre Jr. lose to Tonga Loa in our semi-main event. Zack, the man who tapped out Shingo, Ibushi, Great-O-Khan, and nearly everyone else in this tournament.
Yo, he did what now?
Couldn't get past Tonga Loa.
Yo, he deserves to lose.
Oh my god.
How dare he disrespect the Great-O-Khan?
And
He does the bunny hop.
So, obviously, this now leads down to our main event. Because Shingo's out because he drew with Yujiro. And Zack lost to Tonga Loa. So now...
This sounds fucking awful.
It is down to Kenta and Kota Ibushi. And these two proceed to have probably one of the most lackluster A-Block Finals matches in
really?
Japan history.
Kenta and Kota?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, okay, quick side note here. Kenta just doesn't give a shit anymore, does he?
It varies.
Yo, dude, the W really killed his love. I feel like Kenta left, and I was like, dude, this dude's about to be a big fucking deal in New Japan, and I feel like dude hasn't done jack shit.
He really hasn't. And that's because they, like, this whole Bullet Club thing does nothing for him. It does nothing for anybody. It's just like, we need you in this heel stable because...
You're a heel.
Yeah, you're a heel. It's like...
Why doesn't he be part of the United Empire with Ospreay?
Because they already have their Japanese dude. That's a Great-O-Khan.
Yeah, not Japanese though.
That's kind of their gimmick.
No, but you can make it more of a betrayal. Or serious, I mean, you could do so much with Kenta.
I agree.
Because he could have had his own little stable in New Japan, but they put him in the Bullet Club. They established him as a faction guy, like
he's just
put him in.
He's just a guy in the Bullet Club now.
Well, like how they had Evil went from Los Ingobernables straight to the Bullet Club, you can have him go right into the United Empire and just beat the living crap out of everybody and be the kicker that we've all known him for being. Because he has downgraded just a little bit since being back in New Japan, but I don't think that's because of book. I think his heart's not in it, but you have to bring in something to get him spark back, put him in a new group, see how it goes, and you give him a new line of people to work with.
It just really says something when Evil ranks higher in the Bullet Club ranking than Kenta does.
And Evil just did it in his first day. Evil did it within 24 hours.
Yep. So they have a very lackluster match. Kota Ibushi eventually wins, which means this is Kota Ibushi's 4th consecutive G1 Finals match. His first one with Tanahashi, his second one with Jay White, third being with Sonata, and now going into his fourth one, he will fight either Kazuchika Okada or Jeff Cobb.
Why don't they have Sonata win 1 year?
You think I know?
Don't get him started.
You think this whole thing where it's like we want Sonata to be a part of the main event picture, but we never want him to actually win the belt or have any kind of progression whatsoever towards the main event scene.
If you had Kenta have that motivation, passion like he did back in Noah, and wrestle that exact same style way, it's been years apart since then, you would have had a banger match between Kenta and Sonata.
It's just that they've shot themselves in the foot so much during this whole COVID crisis, and it's...
So who's Kota going to face in the finals? Because you said the A block finals. Who's he wrestling in the B block? Who's going to be wrestling from the B block?
Well, the match the only people need to care about when it comes to the B block finals is Okada and Cobb, because literally no one else has a chance come the B block finals.
So the only thing that I would think would be actually good is have the Dark Horse Cobb actually win. You have him win and finally beat Kota, because he's never beaten Kota at all. You have him beat Kota, win tournament, going to Wrestle Kingdom. Him and Shingo had the best match in Wrestle Kingdom this year, hands down to me. That's why I personally feel they had the best match. Have them go into this Wrestle Kingdom and steal the show again, but this time it's in the main event.
So here's the thing, I would agree with you, but during the summer, or was supposed to be a part of the summer, it was supposed to be either Okada and Shingo to take on Ospreay for the World Championship. Now, I think Ospreay got injured, which is why he had to give up the belt in New Japan, which is why Shingo has the belt now. So, with the way things are, and because we have to suffer through New Japan's incompetence, the more likely story is that Okada beats Cobb on the B block, and then it's Ibushi and Okada in the finals. Okada beats Ibushi, and then that leads to two possible matches for Wrestle Kingdom, because they're running 3 nights for whatever godfuck reason it is. You got Shingo and Okada on night 1 of that for the IWGP World Championship, and then Ospreay comes back in on night 2 or 3, whatever the hell they want to do, And the winner of that match then goes on to fight Ospreay, who is the current interim world champion for New Japan New Japan Pro Wrestling. And you make it title for title, Shingo or Okada against Will Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom. That's how it's looking like right now. And it's not what this could work if this was booked well at all, and everyone on the roster wasn't made to look incompetent because of it. But it's not good right now. But that's how it's looking like for New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think that's about it. I know that AAA has announced that the next time Kenny Omega is going to defend his Mega Championship will be December 4th on the I think it's an anniversary show, and he will be defending the championship against Hijo del Vikingo, which is a man that a lot of people have been wanting Omega to fight for a long time now. We're finally going to get that match, and it should be a great one. But other than that, that's about it for the news segment. Now we can get on to the dark side of the ring.
Wow.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. Oh, my God. I completely forgot. You have your own little thing called...
Wow, we're 21 episodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now go back to Adam Jackpot, where he will now introduce the Indie Spotlight.
I hate my job.
Join the club!
So, not a lot happened this past weekend, independent-wise. We're coming off of a really big weekend, the weekend beforehand. So really not a lot to report on what we saw this past weekend. Some of the things you can look forward to coming up this weekend, coming up itself, though, ICW No Holds Barred will be hosting its Deathmatch Horror Story event. So if you're into, death matches, that's the place to be. It's just straight up, that's all the company is your death matches and your fun times. Game Changer will also be having an event this upcoming Saturday, the 23rd. Game Changer Wrestling presents War Ready from Los Angeles. And not only that, but on this Friday, we will have Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 7 main evented by Chris Dickinson and Minoru Suzuki. Oh, well, there you go. That's why Suzuki won't be able to make it to Impact. Some of the other matches that you'll have on that card, Marina Shafir, in her first thing post-NXT stint, she'll be taking on Masha Slamovich on Bloodsport 7. And also Davey Richards takes on Yuya Uemura from New Japan, speaking of New Japan. But on War Ready, some of the matches that are going to be taking place, Minoru Suzuki takes on Nick Gage. Sahaya, that's that thing that's happening. Alex Zane and Jonathan Gresham will be going at it as well. The Briscoes take on the Second Gear Crew for the Tag Team Championships. Starboy Charlie and Chris Dickinson take on Jacob Fatu and Juicy Finau. And how about this, Sahaya, for you and you only? How about Effie and Psycho Clown?
Why does it have to be clowns?
Sahaya very excited about Psycho Clown. Also confirmed over this past weekend, November 12th, in Detroit, GCW presents Dirty Deeds. Allie Katch and Chelsea Green officially confirmed as that feud continues. And also currently right now, you can buy a GCW pizza cutter on their website, gcwshop.com. that's about all I have. There's not really much else going on right now. There'll be way more happening next week, of course. Pro Wrestling Revolver, Tales from the Ring. Originally, the main event was supposed to be the Wolves and the Switchblade Conspiracy. Now the main event, Jimmy Jacobs taking on John Moxley. That match still sounds absolutely fantastic. But besides that, I really don't got much else I can talk about right now in the indie spotlight. So I'm going to take it back over to my awful so far, yeah. Impromptu Q&A with our guest Brandon Wolf, because dead air is bad air as we wait for Zahaya to return. So far, so much from my host. You've been wrestling for a few years now at this point. I want to ask you because this being a very hectic situation and time that we've been involved in. How have you personally been affected so far by the outcome of the COVID situation with your wrestling and your bookings, and how has it been getting back into the ring since then? I assume you probably took a few months off because of it.
No, I almost close to a year off. A week prior to the pandemic, my best friend, that was also my roommate, passed away.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I isolated myself and before everyone else did a week prior, and I was in a slump for about close to 2 months. And then I moved into my new apartment with supposedly my best friend, and he turned out to be the most horrible human being I've ever been around in my life. Oh, and we both were in the wrestling business, and he was just a despicable human being. And I cannot go any point of the day, not think about what I would love to do to him, because he deserves everything that's coming to him. And he tried telling me I burned bridges and I did this and that, and I'm just crap in the ring and I'm awful. Well, he's that kind of guy. He is awful. He is so disgraceful. He burned bridges faster and gets more drama than a high school cheerleader or any type of high school brat that likes to start drama and never likes to finish it. I was in a year of hell. Only took 2-3 booking dates when the pandemic started. And it sucks seeing guys like Blake Christian, thriving, because I wanted those opportunities. I wasn't for it. I didn't have, the time. I didn't have the days. I didn't have, the opportunity to go down and try to get there. So I couldn't sacrifice my job. But once I moved into my new apartment now, which I really enjoy, I started taking bookings, and I started traveling around Kentucky in the fair shows, and started going 15, 20 minutes matches, to where I was really tested, and I had guys like LT Falk, John Strain, Vic the Bruiser. I had the Young Bloods in Kentucky. They kept testing me. They kept bringing out more of the best within me and making me grow with them. And it's been phenomenal. I've been gaining belts ever since we've been back into the system. And I want to be the workhorse of Kentucky. Am I in OVW? No. Will I ever go back to OVW? I'm going to say no. I don't think there's ever going to be a chance for me going back to OVW, but I want to wrestle guys there. I want to get in the ring with Gustavo. I want to get in the ring with Star Rider again. I want to get in the ring with a lot of guys. But it's got to be somewhere else, because I don't ever see myself going back there. But other than that, the Kentucky base, I'm starting to make way, a little ways back in Tennessee. I got 3 belts so far, and I want to hold as many as I can. When March or February comes around, because in the Caverna High School show, I want to issue an open challenge. I want whoever accepts the open challenge, pick the title they want me to defend. It's been, but the pandemic hit me really hard. It hit me really hard.
Like it did most people. Great insight there. Because you got to assume, somebody like you, there's no such thing as like an unemployment check for a wrestler since you're independently contracted. You're kind of just, well, if I can't get booked, I don't really have much else I can fall back on if I don't have another job. But to see that you're able to get back on your feet and you're getting bookings again and you're getting yourself back out there, and who knows, maybe one day we see you in a dark match on an elevation or some sort, or even maybe an Impact if everything goes well, if you start working there a bit more as security. But that's great to hear on your end of all the success that you're starting to gain.
I would love to. I'm only an hour away from Nashville. I would love to wrestle because I live in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and I love to travel. I love to take like the chances to be around new guys and be around people and just vibe. And if I have the opportunity to go to Elevation, do dark, I'll love the opportunity. Just show what I can do. And I did an Impact tryout at the school, Morton, and things went good until I did my trusty little neck breaker. I had no flip motion and about spiked myself.
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah. God. Not fun when you're kind of remembered as the guy that spiked himself at the tryout. But I told Scott I'm gonna work on it, and I found my replacement for the net breaker, and I think I've made it a little more devastating than it ever has been.
So, great to hear. I do believe Sahaya has returned finally, so I think impromptu Q&A went well, Sahaya.
Oh, the other side note, I got a girlfriend finally. I found someone I could put up with.
Look at that. You found a girlfriend.
Yeah. She's just sweet. I give her a lot of credit for putting up with me. So, she's seen a few times, and it's been something. It's always scaring her because I do all those flips, and not like I can do a moonsault off the top. No, I get chunked and I dive. Like I took a German suplex from the top ropes and did like I was flipping 8 feet in the air from one end of the corner to the other. And I've had some fights, some brawling type of matches. Like if you go on YouTube, you look up Brandon Wolf versus Marty Clay. That was a match that was it was physical. It was a second day of me and him wrestling in a row. The first day we had a draw, and the second day we went in there fighting. We went in there swinging, and we went in there being like we held nothing back because we wanted to win. And that's when I won my second belt, the Southern States Championship. But there's been a few more matches being shown from this summer and this past weekend, and they're fun matches. Like they're fun to watch.
Well, that was a thank you, Adam, for taking control of things while I had to get things situated in the household. But now, with everything situated, and now that we've gone through our news segment, let's talk about this edition of the Dark Side of the Ring. And this edition of the Dark Side of the Ring featured one Luna Vachons, who is very much well. If you just listen to the people who are on this episode, she was very much in tune with the character she played in wrestling outside of it as well, because he's a very, very interesting character, to say the very least. Some of the talking heads on this show were Foley, Medusa, her son. Do you remember what her son's name is?
I do not, but I do remember seeing him on Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, I do too.
He was on Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, 2 seasons of Hell's Kitchen.
Wow.
Season 6 and season 15 or 11.
I didn't know.
But also, two, Mad Maxine and
Her dad.
Paulina. There was another woman that trained with her. Also, her dad, which I thought had passed away, but I guess I was wrong.
No, he's alive. At least her adopted.
Her adopted dad, yeah. And
I
also,
did not know that she was adopted. I didn't
know that either until this episode.
That episode came up, and it was very shocking to hear that her dad, shot himself, and he came in and married her mom, and she was adopted into family at 4 years old. I was surprised to know that,
and it was because of the fact that her dad, or at least her birth father, he was the owner of a hotel that the dude was sleeping in. He shot himself.
Yeah, just straight up went bang.
And killed himself.
But
one bullet. If it wasn't for a bullet, we wouldn't have Luna.
I guess.
I mean, who knows what would have happened? And the other big talking head of this episode, of course, that being the Vampire Warrior, Gangrel, David Heath, the former ex-husband. Okay. Of Luna. So, there's a lot about this. So I kind of put this episode in the same bucket of that of the Canyon episode that we reviewed a few weeks ago. Very similar episode. It's just different aspects, man, women perspective, but both very heavily dealing with bipolar, schizophrenia disorder, issues outside of the ring that project and create what happens with inside of the ring, troubled backgrounds, and really the bigger deal, acceptance.
Yeah.
And I feel like, just like Canyon, this was one of the bigger things for Luna. Luna always just wanted to, like we said, she was adopted by not Mad Dog Vachon, Butcher Vachon.
Mm-hmm.
And she's instantly, I think they said she was 4 or 5 years old. And she's adopted, and now she's a part of this wrestling dynasty, essentially, at that point. Being around all these guys, and of course her aunt, we'll get into her aunt in a few, because I'm very, there's a lot of loose ends on the aunt situation that they bring up. But, she sees all of these people, and she wants to be a wrestler, she wants to be just like them, but she doesn't want to be prissy, girly wrestler. She wants to be a fighter. She wants to be the brawler because she always felt like she was ugly and she didn't fit in and she wasn't great. And, a lot of the pictures that they show, for the time, she was a very, beautiful looking woman. But, you get situated in situations like she was with the bipolar disorder, and that really will affect you. And the more and more the show went on, that bipolar issue really starts to affect more. But that's just how we started off. So, hi, if you want to continue.
I'm just going to basically go down some things that just really caught my eye. Like, I don't know if it's actually all going to be in order or not, but I'll try to keep it. But, yeah, like they said, opened up, dead dad, shot, she becomes...
Yeah, I never knew she was adopted. That was already the bigger shock.
Yeah. She apparently was adopted into the family. Apparently, her family were big-time heels in Canadian pro wrestling.
Oh, how did you not know that already?
I did not. I don't...
Really?
You think I really pay attention to the history of Canadian pro wrestling?
You don't know about the Vachons, bro.
No.
Do your history, bro.
How are you going to tell me that? And after we do this whole... theme song segment.
I got this in the bag, baby. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the legacy of this poor poor soul.
So immediately they bring up for the fact that she was trained by, of course,
By Moolah,
Moolah,
because who else was there?
Fucking, of course.
What was the thing that I forget what her name was.
Gertrude.
No, that's Luna's name.
Yeah, that's her. I thought that's what you meant, but you actually.
No, there was Mad Maxine, and there was another talking head lady. And I remember her making the mention during this about Moolah, saying that it snowed every day in Miami. Pretty much, and poor Luna, at a young age, I think she was 15. There's been stories. There's an entire episode dedicated around it, and Luna, just like most women, was how do you say? Trafficked.
Yeah, that's basically what they say. Basically, how Moolah was a piece of shit. How these girls, when they came to, they looked up to Moolah at first, but Moolah just pretty much took advantage of them.
This is also where my whole thing with the aunt comes up, because they make it mention that her aunt had something to do with this as well, or that her aunt might have been abusing Luna. And they kind of just brush it off. And I'm like, all right, I guess we're just not talking about, they cut to Butcher, and Butcher's like, no, that wouldn't happen. And it's like, all right, next. I'm like,
can you go into more detail about that?
A little more, please, because that's a big deal. We're just not going to talk about.
I think this is the third episode where Kevin Sullivan gets mentioned. Because she started getting a little more known and turning into Luna, the Luna Vachons that we all knew and loved, when she went down to Florida to be around Kevin Sullivan.
I'll give credit. This was a Kevin Sullivan story that doesn't have anything bad attached to it, but Kevin Sullivan, so that's nice.
How many times has he been mentioned in Dark Side of the Ring, where he 3-4 times and he hasn't been in one episode? Or
they've contacted him, he's just not doing it.
I think I would like him to actually have an episode about him, because there's not. I don't think there's any dark about Kevin Sullivan. Just the character, but you can get a good documentary, like just hearing him. And I was around him a little bit in New South. He did a seminar, and he's always been very nice to me. He's always been very, very nice to the guys and girls, and I would just like to hear a little documentary about Kevin Sullivan, done by Dark Side of the Ring, because I would love to have the actors do their thing. But Luna was way ahead of her time.
Oh, absolutely.
Luna, Sherry, those two, they would dominate today as headliners everywhere, because they have one ability, basically two. They have great character, but they are so good at promos. They are good at talking, and that's the one thing I think a lot of people, and I say myself included, really struggle with at times, and they do it. And she did what Matthew, it's the guy that did Shaggy, the live action. She destroyed her voice for the character, and that's something you just give her full respect for, because she did that for the character.
So yeah, they mention how she left Moolah, eventually headed over to Florida, where she met up with Kevin Sullivan, and that was when she was introduced into the Army of Darkness.
This would lead to the Blackhearts.
Yes.
Where she met David Heath, that better known as Gangrel. And if I'm not mistaken, it was... Nope, that's a werewolf. If I'm not mistaken, the way Gangrel goes about it, they kind of met and they were married relatively quickly.
Yeah,
they never liked. They
said they didn't like each other.
No. She was there. They at first, yeah, he said he was afraid of Luna, but like eventually they gained to they learned to they love each other.
He first said that they talked to him like, I'd never date someone like you. And he's like, yeah, I'd never date.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, at first, once you get that situation, it's like, yeah, all right, they're totally gonna date.
Yeah,
you're gonna date on the door. Look at the goth kids. And everything seemed to be going pretty well right now. And of course, their dream was get to the W, and Luna got there first. Of course, debuting WrestleMania 9 as Shawn Michaels' valet, only pretty much being there as the catalyst to the Sherry Martel breakup. And this is kind of the story of a lot of just what we hear nowadays with WWE, where you're so excited to go somewhere. You get there, and the company just kills your love. And that's what happened to Luna, because she wanted to just wrestle. But at this point, there was no women's division, and Luna was just a manager, and that's just not what she wanted to do. And that really started to become a issue with her depression and began the spiral. And this was just the first run that she dealt with. And, they were hoping for something to happen with her and Sherry, but I believe Sherry got fired.
Yeah, Sherry got let go, and whatever story they had dropped.
Just dropped.
And at one point, just dropped off face of the earth. Like then they had to do something else with her. And then Sable was coming in with Mero.
God, the Sable shit.
I hated how they basically the nicest. They didn't mention one thing, which was in the WrestleMania match they had. They told Luna, like, you hurt Sable, you're fired. And then she went out, hey, Sable, like, $1,000 at minimum, and to $1 million at max, and didn't hurt her at all. And showing how great of a worker that she is, goes to the back. No one tells her how good she did except for Mick Foley and
Owen Hart.
They didn't mention Owen Hart did. They mentioned just Mick Foley came up to her and she was in tears. And I was so fuming. I was like, that's another reason why I never want to go to WWE, because the way they look past you like you just didn't do anything. And when you bust your ass, they just don't care. Then she went to ECW, and that's where she started to regain her love. Like, if you talk about like it's today's story, she left WWE and went to GCW.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you look at somebody like Matt Cardona, for instance, who,
like GCW,
look at what he's been able to do since leaving.
Yeah, GCW is the ECW of today, and it's thriving, and it's a little more extreme based off the death matches. But Luna went to ECW. She found her passion. She was hanging. She was doing great, hanging with the guys. Went back to WWE, and now it was still the showgirl era. It was still the playing around and the bikini. She wasn't into that. She just wanted to wrestle. And they let her go again. And then she went into this big dark depression, and then started becoming a truck driver. Her and Gangrel, they eventually broke up. And some point during the truck driving days, she sadly passed away from an accidental overdose. And she didn't get a chance to see her granddaughter, which I think it was a little that got to me a little bit.
So yeah, they mentioned they mentioned the Blackhearts. Eventually, she's just not being able to show off any of her wrestling skills. She wants to do.
Well, I think the first big thing that you run into is Medusa.
Yes. Well, first thing, she gets paired up with Bigelow, but she's not able to do much. And then she gets the Medusa is brought into this.
Not just from, I've heard conflicting reports, not just from, other people who have talked about the episode, but I've also heard some of the interviews. Medusa really comes off in this episode like she was a supporter, but there's a lot of post stuff.
If you hear
where,
back on the interviews from Luna
was not a big fan of hers at all.
Yeah, Luna. If you listen to shoot interviews from Luna, she did not she didn't like her at all.
Which makes me think like this. Medusa brings up about this match that they were going to have in Canada where she told her, hey, I'm just going to lay down and I'm going to get fired. Take the belt from me. And I don't know, like hearing that and now hearing all like the stuff afterwards about them not liking each other, I'm like, I don't know, was that true or not? And even if it was true, like
it's really like professional wrestling in itself, especially during this time, is like bits of truths sprinkled and dumped with a bunch of lies in between.
Yeah, I
there's
think
always missing gaps to the story.
If it is true, it's where Luna does not like her from. It's where Luna just despises her because it shows that unprofessionalism that Luna was raised in the business to not do. Yeah. Luna was raised in the business to be professional and do what you're told and not go against what the script is. And Medusa wanted to. Medusa wanted to drop the belt to her and get fired or just have something to do at the shows. And Luna was not into it. And when Luna didn't want to do it during the match where Medusa was like, just pin me, gosh darn it. I think that's where the heat really stems from, and there's bad blood.
That's
and there might have been an altercation where her bipolar disorder showed up and they had a bad interaction.
Yeah. And that's pretty much where like the first run comes to a close. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Then she goes to ECW.
They pretty much mentioned that during that though is like she then forms a friendship with both Sherry Martel and Gangrel. Mention how close they were. Also goes on to say that her substance abuse as well as her mental health was just getting worse, and that was what was keeping her from getting higher on the card. They had her go to rehab, and then they fired her for what they said was for her own good. They also Van mentions that she had tried to kill herself a bunch of times. Like they could tell, like they looked at her wrist and their scars, and they could tell that she was very much suicidal. But then, after that, after she gets fired, she heads down to ECW. She befriends Nancy Sullivan before
which is fucked up.
Yeah. They pretty much she was pretty much a great fit there.
I didn't know about this Evie Richards steel cage match, which looks really cool.
Yeah, apparently she had a cage match with Richards and actually won.
She felt like she was with her people finally.
Yeah, pretty
much. I don't know why she didn't stay with ECW longer, really.
Money? Probably a big part.
Yeah. If there was one aspect that wasn't brought up here, and I don't know if it's true or not, but like, why didn't she ever go to Japan?
Probably travel issues, or it's either travel issues or it's the probably the type of pills that she was probably taking or drugs. And if she would have been caught, if anything in her body substance or in her luggage, she would have been locked up or doing some time.
I'm saying even like before she really started getting addicted, like
No, she was. No, when she was with
well.
Kevin, when she was, they mentioned like during her days around Kevin Sullivan, the Florida area, that's where like they did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, look at that. Kevin Sullivan, bad stuff.
But that wasn't just over there in Florida. It was all over the place. No matter where you were in wrestling back in those days, including in some bits today, that was around.
No, you're right.
You had people doing cocaine. You had people doing getting drunk every night. You had people doing steroids. There's like the rainbow of drugs back in the 80s and back in the early 90s. The rainbow of drugs that are still around today that still be done. It's amazing that we have not as many of those drug overdoses compared to back then that were accidental.
Which is just a great thing.
It's a great thing, but it's known from the past, like all over the place. It was happening.
Yeah,
it was happening all over the place. So I think if she went to Japan and they found any of that substance on her, or even in a luggage, she would have been in some massive trouble.
Fair enough. This ECW run will lead to her heading back to the W, which, she comes back, and I think is she with the Oddities right away, or is it right?
She's paired up with Goldust.
Oh, yeah, she's back with Goldust, the artist formerly known as Goldust, and she's doing weird shit, and they want her to, get in bikinis and junk, and she's like, the fuck, bruh? And then we get to the Sable stuff, which I have never been a Sable fan.
No,
ever.
Really?
Ever in my life. I never understood the appeal. I don't think she's all that attractive as everybody makes it seem. And shit like this just make it more obvious, this was not somebody who ever deserved to be in the position she was over other people in this company.
To me, Sable should have never been in the business. Because if you're not, because the way that she acted, she told Luna to her face, I'm not going to get training. Vince already told me I'm getting the belt. Which, that should tell every woman on the roster today. That should show any woman on the roster going into the future. That should show any woman in general that if you go there, he's going to base you off your looks and go, well, I'm going to give you the title. It's my show, damn it. It doesn't matter how much training you have. He would give Eva Marie the championship if he wanted to, but it wouldn't happen.
Well, even with Eva Marie, I don't think Eva Marie is the kind of person to act the way Sable did to Luna.
Oh, no.
In that Eva way, Marie, being hey, I'm just not going to do any of the work because fuck you, I'm the champion.
Yeah, Eva Marie does the work. Eva Marie has put in the work. Does that mean that she's good?
No,
she is horrible. But you can't deny she's put in the work to get better, and she's taking the time to learn.
And here's Luna coming back to the company. Guess what? There's a women's division now. Luna's in her mind thinking, "Great, finally, here we go," and she returns to just garbage, which is a damn shame because if you actually kind of look at the 2000s women's roster. There's a pretty solid women's roster there of girls who could wrestle. Lita, Jacqueline, Ivory, Luna. You had the opportunity there. I mean, I think, or does Jazz show up later?
Jazz shows up later.
Oh, well, either way, I mean, Trish Stratus is on the rise at this point. You had a decent China. They could have made a good women's division. They just nope, we're not going to do that. Instead, Pretty Lady with the hands on her boobs. Remember that? Hey, we sold Playboy copies, and so they have this match at WrestleMania. And the big taking point away from this whole thing is, hey Luna, if you scratch her or you do anything bad to her, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. You're fired. You piece of shit. You're only here to make her look good. And what did Luna do? She made her look good and got legitimately no credit for it. Which, at that point, if all I've ever wanted was to wrestle and be on the big stage, and this is what happens, you walk through the curtain after you pretty much controlled that match to make this chick look good, and everybody's congratulating the one behind you instead, you would want to quit. I would want to quit. I'd be like, nope, I'm done here.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah.
And then you put in the fact that she also has mental disorders on top of that. And of course the company ain't gonna look at that and give a fuck about that situation. Like, you have to understand what that does to the person mentally. That's not helping at all either. It's so fucked up, bro.
And so they mentioned how Sable, she says, I don't have to take bumps because Vince told me that I'm going to be women's champion. And she's like, all right, whatever. It tore her apart. And she's mentioned that Sable, they knew that Sable wasn't a wrestler, but she looked good. And back then, that's all Vince wanted. Sable to look good.
And I feel like that's starting to happen again, isn't it?
No fucking kidding. They mentioned how Luna did the job. She pretty much said, mentioned like if she like scratched her, if she bruised her at all, she would be fired, which was a very fucked thing to say if that's for true.
This is the same company that the story that Lita said was she either do the live sex celebration or be fired. Like, this is the same company. They have no morals. Like, honestly, they have no morals at all. They want to just make money, but they want to almost like embarrass people for a living. They want to do that. And they have no care in the world how controversial they'll get.
Makes mention that he tried to talk to her after what had happened, but she just completely broke down, felt like nobody appreciated her. It hurt her. She felt like everything she did just went completely unnoticed. Just a whole situation is absolutely kind of messed up.
The only person I said congratulations and you did a great job was Owen Hart.
They go on to mention how the Attitude Era basically is not treating any of the women with respect. Told her that they told her they wanted her off, because she didn't look the part, and how she didn't have the look that they were going for. Pretty much, there's more mention of drugs involved during this time. Apparently, she did at one point she did a line of cocaine that said "fuck Vince," and
that's kind of funny.
That's kind of funny, but at the same time, Gangrel mentions that it was because of the drug use is what eventually tore them apart.
Yeah, he couldn't take it anymore. He felt uncomfortable. He felt in danger at most points. It feels like again, running theme with a lot of these dark sides with these wrestlers and drugs is they just become uncontrollable and unstable. And in a position for Luna with the bipolar issues and the schizophrenia, that's just getting amped up to an nth degree. That's not good.
And people can do so much with who they love, but when they see the addictions, they can only be around for so much until they just go, I can't take this anymore. I can't. And they just gotta do what's best for them and leave the situation before they end up being in that part. Because Gangrel, I think, said, I don't think he said it, but I was like, if I would stay with her, I probably would have been dead. Because she would probably gone off the rails and they both would have been in some serious situation.
You look at the end here after this run, like, you look at a lot of these other women, like Jacqueline or even Ivory. I mean, Ivory was contracted with this company until like 2005, and Jacqueline found a second career in TNA. After this last run in 2000, like that was it for Luna. She was done. And I feel like that's such a short end of a career that could have had a little bit longer longevity if she just waited a little bit more. Something like TNA, for instance, we're doing some crazy things. ECW was still around for a little bit, but
they try to convince her to do some shows or do.
Yeah.
I think it was the ECW Hardcore Justice. I think that was like the show they were trying to bring her, like invite her to come back for. And they're like,
and she said no, and which is really upsetting because I feel like she could have still had an impact, whether in the ring or behind it. And sadly, we don't get that. She leaves. She becomes a truck driver, as mentioned. She becomes extremely distant from her son. Her son, at the end of all of this, just pretty much flat out says he doesn't give a fuck, and glad he has nothing to do with her anymore. Luna says that she never saw her granddaughter because she felt like she was too ugly to see her. She wasn't worthy enough for it, which is really, really upsetting to hear. It just, this episode kind of doesn't end really happy or have the message was like, hey, she was ahead of her time and tragedy struck. But I don't know, really kind of a cold ending.
Yeah. Pretty much mentions that Mick talked to her for the last time he taught it seemed like she was in a good place.
Did you at all write down or have the poem that he wrote?
No, I didn't.
Well, Mick at the end has this really amazing eulogy for Luna that I would recommend anybody go watch if you can find the clip, or it's probably on Twitter or YouTube somewhere.
It's on YouTube.
It's a really, really, really heartwarming little poem eulogy that Mick Foley does. I mean, he's Mick Foley. He's like the Tom Hanks of wrestling. He's the last one we have. But that was Luna. I learned a lot about a character, about a woman who, I've known about for a long time, but I felt like I never really knew anything about. And yeah, again, what more can you say than if she came around 5 years later, 6 years later, the impact that she would have.
That seems the problem. That seems to be the problem. Makes the mention of how she'd be so very proud of what women's wrestling is now and the physicality of it. And it's okay, yeah, that's great. Why do these people have to fucking die to get their point across though? Why is it that these, innovative, talented, bright-minded people have to go down these dark paths because Vince is a fucking dumbass? Because the owner of the biggest fucking wrestling company in the world doesn't fucking get it.
Yeah, no, it's extremely depressing. It's really upsetting. And it's even more upsetting when you look at the women's side of things, because it feels like it's only been maybe 5 years that we've seen them finally taking it seriously. And I don't even know if I can say that anymore with what we've seen recently with all this Queen of the Crown bullshit, whatever it is.
Yeah, they've taken so many steps back. It's gonna be quite a while before they even get it back to where it was 2 years ago.
You look at NXT, and they're reverting back to the Attitude Era in the way that they're presenting women with something like Toxic Attraction and Mandy Rose, for instance. It's what is happening right now?
It's come to the point where it's I don't even know how to put it. It's such. It's
bullshit.
It's so depressing, is what it is. It's so depressing.
But, you know what's not depressing? Zaya.
What is not depressing?
Is gonna be next week's episode,
Oh,
baby!
yeah, that's right. We're talking about fucking...
We're talking about XPW! Here we go!
You know what? We might need to shelf the Crown Jewel review.
The last clip of New Jack,
New Jack's last probably appearance in anything.
Yep.
And we're going to hear about one of my favorite stories in all of wrestling ever. And it's talked about in the trailer. Is about Rob Black getting his thumb cut off by a hitman after getting caught cheating on with Messiah's girlfriend. I can't fucking wait to talk about this show, Zahaya. You made me miss talking about FMW, which I'm still very upset about, by the way. Still very upset that I didn't get to talk about Sabu. But we are not missing XPW.
Yeah, I already
think it kind of came at a convenient time because there was a deathmatch show where a guy lost his finger.
Yeah, you heard about that, right, Zahaya?
Wait, what?
A shoot was at the Carnage Cup over the past weekend.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, wrestlers, for reals, cut off another dude's finger. What the fuck?
That's one hell of a receipt, if that is one.
And then that guy called out Nick Gage and Brett Lauderdale for a match in GCW. Like, no, that's not happening.
He's never gonna get booked.
No, sorry, bro, that's not happening.
No, he's never gonna get booked because you can't expect to get booked that way when you did that. I don't care if the guy agreed to it or not. You're not going to convince. I'm not a deathmatch guy. You're never going to convince me to do a deathmatch. I'll do a hardcore match. I'll never do a deathmatch. You will never convince anybody or even talk them into cutting their finger off. You fucking moron. You have no brain in this business. Get the fuck out. If you think that is storytelling, you do not belong in this business.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think that doing that makes you think you are a wrestler, get the fuck out. Because we need people, because you're trusting your body with somebody. How much trust you're going to have when you have that reputation? There ain't no damn way I'm going to be in the ring with you, or I'm going to have any of my friends be with you.
Absolutely.
Because the fact is, if they ever get in the ring with you and you hurt them, do not expect people to be nice or even kind to let you walk out of that locker room fully intact or with any of your luggage fully intact. You don't need to be in the business if you're going to do that crap. And you, as the promoter, if he knew about what was going on, should be ashamed of himself. He should be ashamed of himself and never do another show for a long time. Because that shit should never happen. Absolutely. That gives us the bad reputation.
Absolutely. I 100% agree on that.
You know what's going to be interesting about this upcoming episode is XPW is actually returning.
It's making its revamped return.
And
just in time.
Which, by the way, I'm not a fan of because fuck Rob Black, he's a piece of shit. But so I'm gonna be very interested to see what this episode does to that revival show. Also, we forgot to mention ACH is back, I guess.
Oh
again,
yeah, that's right. ACH returned at an Atlanta wrestling promotion.
Yeah,
he's gonna be
ACH is back. Cool.
Facing Buddy Matthews. That's really cool.
Yeah, sure.
What was
but
that?
Anyway,
what the hell is that?
What?
Well, yeah, okay.
Oh, ACH. I never really.
Why'd you bring it up if you were just gonna go? Oh, yeah, we're cool.
Oh well, because that's our job.
All right, motherfucker. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
We are getting down to the nitty gritty, ladies and gentlemen. We have finally reached our final segment of the night, and I already mentioned to these guys. They already know what we're doing here, but you don't know what we're doing. But it is now time for.
You told them at the beginning of the episode what we're doing.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Attitude Era. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
For best music.
From
the Attitude Era.
I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I feel
exactly.
like?
Yeah, I feel like you should get this train a moving.
I feel like it is now time for our Guess That Theme Song game show. It is the show where we take theme songs. We have our beautiful contestants. We're gonna see their wrestling theme song knowledge. Now, Brandon, seeing as you are a first-time guest on here, and I will tell you how this game works. I'm going to play 6 seconds of a theme song, and from those 6 seconds, you have to guess both the name of the theme song and the person or wrestler it is associated with.
Oh, damn it. I would know the name of the... I would know who would probably walk out with it. I probably wouldn't guess the name.
If you want to chime in, just simply say ding dong, and we will give you a chance to answer. If you get both the name and the wrestler right, you get 2 points. However, if you get either the name or the wrestler right and not the other one, you only get 1 point. If you only get one, Adam will get the chance to chime in to see if he can get a point for himself. If neither one of you can get it right, then the points go to me. So
that's a rib, right?
Nope.
I like the rules. Okay, you got my interest.
See, this is how I win.
This is the second edition so far. The only other person that has been on here was Sean Walsh. He beat me.
He did, but I beat both of you.
Yeah, so I'm aiming for not last place again.
All right. Well, hopefully, I wish you nothing but luck, Adam.
I forgot about the name, the title part.
All right.
Are we starting?
Yes, we are about to start. First song.
Ding dong.
Go.
That's DX.
Nope.
What do you mean, no?
That's not.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't believe I fucked up.
Go,
Ding dong.
Go, Brandon.
It's my time. It's Triple H.
You're damn right it is.
Oh, I got too cocky. Oh, I can't believe I fucked up.
That was literally a gimme.
I heard like the first glimpse of that song. I was like, that's on my iPod. I know exactly who walked the song.
All right. Second theme song.
Ding dong.
Go.
The Brood. Gangrel.
Yep. That's 4 points for
Brandon. Are you god son of...
Yeah. Adam, you gotta be quicker on the draw. Brandon doing very well on his first night here.
I was lighting up.
Alright, this one might be a little bit trickier.
Now, quick question. Hold on, before you start. Are we doing this tier thing again where we got 3 tiers?
Yep, easy mode, medium mode,
and
hard
I'm going to let
mode.
you know right now, so far, already easier than last time's easy mode.
Yeah, I would hope so. I made this purposefully a lot easier.
Fucking
I listened to the audience, Adam. That audience being you. All right, third theme song.
Ding dong.
Go.
Glass Shatters by Stone Cold.
You got the wrestler right, not the name.
Damn it.
Adam, do you want to try to guess?
Is it...
It's what he used for Invasion.
Oh my god, it's like that long title. It's like, What Do You Think I Am or something like that?
Nope.
What was it?
This is Stone Cold Steve Austin's Invasion theme song. It is Venomous.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not Attitude Era!
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
So that's 1 point for me, and that is still 0 points for Adam. We're at Brandon at 4, me at 1, Adam at absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I bet you love this.
A little bit, actually, yeah. All right, next song.
You think you know me?
Ding dong.
Go.
It's Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
You think you know me?
Nope.
Oh.
Brandon, you want to guess what the name is?
Well, if it's not You Think You Know Me, you're just a puppet.
No.
Oh, damn it.
So that is, again, 1 point for
Well, what was it?
Adam. That's the other point for me. It is Edge and Christian's theme song, and the title of this theme is On the Edge.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It doesn't even say
So,
if I have it.
now,
It
Adam,
says it like maybe a few times in the song, but
Adam, you now have a point on the board.
Yeah, I know, man.
All right, going on to our next song.
Ding dong.
Go.
The Hardy Boys.
Yep.
It's Wrecked.
No.
Yeah, wait, yes, it is. Right, it's Wrecked.
No, it's not.
Rectus McFoley's title
Yeah,
McFoley songs.
Brandon, you want to take a guess at the title of the theme?
The only thing I think of is if you call it as Hardy's,
No.
but I know it's dead wrong. What is it?
All right, so that's 1 point for Adam, 1 point for me. The title of it is The Hardy Boys, and the title of the song is Loaded.
Loaded. God damn it.
Yep. And with that ends the easy portion of our game. Current score, Brandon with 4 points, me with 3 points, Adam jackpot at 2 points, but it is still anybody's game going into these next 2 rounds. We're now going into medium mode.
Medium mode.
All right, here is the next song. Any guess?
Ding dong. Ding dong.
Go.
It's Steve Blackman.
Yes.
Lethal.
Nope. Brandon, you want to take a guess at the name of the theme?
I mean, the only thing I think of is Most Dangerous, but that's Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, that's not it. All right, Adam, you get another point, but I also get another point.
Oh.
So it is Steve Blackman, and the name of the song is Drums in the Night.
What the fuck? Drums in the night?
Look, dude.
How am I supposed to know that?
Look, dude, you're going to have to take that up with Jim Johnston himself.
Drums in the night.
Hey, you're doing better than you did last round.
You gave me crazy shit from ROH!
All right.
Next
one.
Next
Next one. Okay.
Ding dong.
Go.
It's Dean Malenko.
Yep.
Iceman.
Yeah. Got both
Fuck
of them.
off. Fuck out of
And
here.
with that, Adam takes the lead.
Fuck out of here, Samaya.
You're doing good. Doing good.
You're doing great, Brandon. Not this other one. He's cheating. He doesn't even play the game. He just takes our points.
Damn bastard.
All right, on to the next song.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Ding dong.
Go.
I have no idea.
Is it Sable?
No.
Damn it.
Adam, you want to try to take a guess?
Is it? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Mark Marrow?
Nope.
Oh.
Well, that is 2 points for me.
Wonderful.
And I take the lead now.
Oh.
The song is called Whiplash, and it is the theme song for one Trish Stratus.
I've never heard that before.
You've never heard this? It was
No, never have.
Wow. All right.
Never heard that.
This is like the second theme that pops to mind when I think of Trish. Other than like... All right. Next song. Still medium mode.
Oh, ding dong.
Go.
No, that's damn it.
Go.
Crash Holly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it wrong. Like, oh, hardcore. Yeah, no.
No.
Short and angry.
No. Adam, you want to try and guess?
Okay, Crash Holly. Crashed.
Wait, was that what you guessed as the theme?
Yeah, crashed.
No.
Oh.
All right, that's 1 point for me.
What was the title?
Okay, so it is Crash Holly, and oh boy, the title of the song is titled Slow Death.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, that's,
Mm-hmm.
That's no. No.
yes, well,
That's so messed up.
well, it is Halloween season.
No!
Not that.
All right, going on to the next sound, or the next song.
The next sound?
The next sound. The next sound you hear is me pulling the trigger.
Oh, well, slow death.
All right, next song.
Ding dong.
Go. I heard Brandon.
Gain.
Yep.
Inferno.
No. Damn. Adam, you want to guess?
I have two choices in my head. Is it Burn?
Yep, it is.
The other one I was gonna say Burned. Yes, cool. We kept you from getting points. Fuck you.
Well, that ends medium mode, which now brings our score to me at 7, Adam at 6, and Brandon at also 6. So you guys can still catch up here. But
Oh my god, we're gonna take you down. We're gonna kick your ass.
we are now.
I am not. You're not winning again.
It's on hard mode.
We're
It's
going
on
in hard mode.
He's gonna give me like Flash Funk or like Man Mountain.
All right, you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right.
Ding dong.
Go.
Would it be Lita?
Nope. Damn. Adam, you want to try?
The Headbangers.
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit.
You want to guess what the name of the song is?
Mosh Pit.
No.
Fuck.
Brandon, I will give you a chance to guess the name of the song.
Let's Get Wild.
No.
Give it a
Alright,
try.
so that's another point for me and a point for Adam. It is the Headbangers, and the title of the theme song is Headbanger.
Fucking God, you motherfucker! Come on!
I knew if I could.
knew there was
I knew if
I knew there's gonna be one song with a team with the name would also be the name of the guy.
I was hoping, like, if I just give them one with one, that's two on the nose, they won't get it. I was hoping. Oh, I was so right.
You know, Randy Orton's theme song is called Orton.
Yeah.
This fucking ass.
All right, next song.
Ding dong.
Go.
Oh, I know this. I know this. I know this. I've heard this song before. Ah! It's a woman, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't even give me that.
Nope.
Is it Deborah?
Nope. Brandon, you want to try to guess this?
It's not The Godfather. It's not Sable either. Is it Ivory?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to try to guess the name of the song?
It's Ivory. Ivory?
No. Adam, I will give you a shot at guessing the title of the song.
Passion.
What?
Passion.
No. All right, that's a point for me and a point for Brandon. So this is Ivory's theme song, and the name of the song is Sky High.
What does that have to do with Ivory?
Oh, boy.
How many are left?
Oh, let's see. I believe we have 3 left.
Okay. So there's still a chance here. All right.
All right. Next song. Hold on. Damn it. You motherfucker.
Silence. Vladimir Kozlov.
Shut up. All right, here we go.
Oh. What the hell? I've heard this before.
Ding dong.
Go.
Ken Shamrock.
Nope.
I was gonna say the same thing,
You want to try to guess another
but
name?
Big Boss Man.
Nope.
I know this too.
All right, that's 2 points for me.
Oh man, and I know it too. You're gonna say it, I'm gonna be like some bitch.
So the name of the song is Saturnal and is the theme song for Perry Saturn.
Ah.
Not where I was going. No.
Why? Who did you think it was?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
You're probably thinking Right to Censor.
Honestly, I thought at the beginning, I thought it was the Raw opening.
All right, I'm gonna make this pretty blunt for both of you right now. To beat me, you both need to get either one of you has to get both of these next ones right. Both the song title and the name of the wrestler. So
Here we fucking go, baby.
good luck. All right, song, second to last song.
Oh, Ding Dong.
Go.
Big Boss Man.
Nope.
Ding dong.
Go.
The dogs are very familiar.
The only one left would be Rex Steiner. But he wasn't part of the Attitude Era.
The dogs are very familiar. Is it the Road Dogg?
No.
Uh,
So that's 2 points for me. This is Bulldog, and is the theme song for the British Bulldog.
Jeans. It is shitty fucking jeans. He's gonna win the Royal Rumble because he's bizarre.
All right, last song.
Fuck me.
Hope you can get it.
Oh, Ding Dong.
Go.
Sable.
Nope.
Can you play that again?
Sure.
Is it Tiger Ali Singh?
Nope. All right, that's 2 points for me. And so the name of the song is Too Much Mustard, and it is the theme song for The Cat.
Too much mustard?
Too Much Mustard.
I don't want to play this game.
So, with that brings us to the end of our game here. To go down the scores here, we got Brandon Wolf with 7 points. Adam Jackpot with 7 points as well. And coming back to back victories for the win, Mr. Zaya with a resounding 15 points, baby.
You get the points for doing nothing.
Adam, don't be salty.
Right, we need a different game.
If you can make one. But
I don't. This is rigged.
Fellas, it was a great game. I honestly got a little scared at points because it looked like you might catch up. Thankfully, the hard mode conquers all. But that was our little game here. That was a bit of ending things off on a high note here, I'd say.
I know.
So that's going to do it for us here at the Four Post Massacre Podcast.
Mustard.
Mr. Brandon Wolf, please tell all these lovely people where they can find you over the interwebs.
The interwebs. Lovely place. I'm on Facebook as Brandon Wolf. I have a Facebook page of Brandon Wolf Wrestler. That's also what I use from Instagram, but I have a period at the end of my names. Snapchat is Brandon Wolf 96. My Twitter is Brandon Wolfman 96. And TikTok is Brandon Wolf Wrestler, and YouTube is Brandon Wolf Wrestler. Basically, put down Brandon Wolf on any web and social media, and you have a good chance finding me.
Great, awesome. Adam, seeing that you tied for last place, is there anything substantial you would like to add to help close out this show?
Yeah, I try every week at least to figure out something nice to say here at the end to give some kind of substantial meaning and closing send-off. As usual, support indie wrestling. It's the backbone of wrestling. Without them, there is no future. There is no what we have to look forward to. But besides that, the big topic lately has been, women's wrestling, as we talked about it here tonight, and it's been talked about lately. One of my favorite things, I have 5 wrestling types that I love. I mentioned it here on the podcast. Women's wrestling is one of those. And I felt like finally we were getting to a point where we're going to be taken seriously again. And I don't know what the hell just happened, but for some reason we're going backwards again, at least in one company. While other companies are striving and bringing in new talent and making their women's divisions focal points, those are the companies that I hope some of you can find a way to go out of your way and watch, because that's what you're looking for. Unlike the poor federation who are treating their women like props and objects yet again. And I feel like, that's just the way it goes with them, as it usually is. We go backwards because, we let you be happy for a little bit, and we're now just going to go back to the way it was. But you look at Impact Wrestling, AEW is working on its stuff. You go outside of the States and you look in the UK even has a pretty damn good women's division going again, and of course Japan. You're going to find Ring of Honor as well with the Women of Honor. MLW's trying to do something different. Of course, the independent scene is full of it. Do yourself a favor. If you're looking for women's wrestling again, go give these women the support they deserve. And that's all you got to hear from me. Hayabusa. I'll try my best next week for a better nickname. Thank you very much.
Oh, I care. I like your little nickname, Hayabusa.
I'll try a better one. We're getting to the bottom of the barrel. I'm running out.
All right. Well, with that, that's going to do it for us here at the DC Universe podcast. Tune in next time where we're going to be talking about all the DC comics coming out this week. I believe Batman and Catwoman have a new release on Tuesday. Coming out this morning. So be sure to check that out. Also, be aware of when we eventually talk about the new Batman trailer that just came out at DC
what the fuck
Fandom.
Is happening?
All starring Zoe Kravitz, Robert Pattinson. We're going to talk everything Riddler and Penguin. So don't go anywhere. We're going to see you next time here on the DC Universe podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
Wait.